Welcome, everybody, to the Jim Masters Show Live. How are all of you? It is so great to have you with us, and we are counting down the days to Christmas. Happy Hanukkah to everybody celebrating Hanukkah, and a very Merry Christmas from myself, all of us here at the Jim Masters Show Live. We hope you are in the mood for some great music, some holiday merriment, holiday cheer, because that's what we've been doing the last several episodes of our entertainment lifestyle talk show series that we call the Jim Masters Show Live. I am your host, and we are here at our studios, our home studio, actually, which is in the greater New York City area in the United States of America. That's the United States of America. And we are here along the southern New England coast between New York and Boston. And about 40 weeks ago, we turned on the lights, brought in the TV equipment, built this home studio, which is very festive right now for the holidays. Hope you guys enjoy it and like it. And then we created this entertainment lifestyle talk show series as a way to connect with everybody. Again, I do this work professionally in my professional world as a television and radio host, presenter, personality, journalist, actor, writer, producer, voiceover artist, narrator, stage MC. I've been doing it for many years for networks and stations, television, radio, production companies, on location, in studio, on air, behind the scenes, you name it. So for years, people said, Jim, why don't you create a show like this? So we are, and it's sort of got the sensibilities of an old school talk show series, entertainment talk show series, where we're bringing back the lost art of conversation, but at the same time, mixing it in with on-location segments and host chats and great comments from our viewers who are called our lovities. We have an international audience of viewers who call themselves the lovities because they always say that the show is about light, love, and levity. And a couple of months ago, I sort of combined the two accidentally, and now all of a sudden I was saying levity. And everybody's like, man, I love that word, levity. Let's use that. So we coined the word levity for this show, which really does represent the heart of the matter here, all about positive, inspiring conversations, great entertainment. A lot of my friends from television and film, music, Broadway, Hollywood, science, nature, health, wellness, everything, culinary arts, comedy, sports, inspiration, all great guests here on our show. Our levity viewers comment from all around the world. This is a very viewer-centric show, so you can comment and post, ask questions during the live show as well. Right now, we are on our YouTube channel at jimmasterstv, and welcome everybody. You can see over 200 episodes of our series right here on the YouTube channel. We do the show every single day and have been doing it about 40 weeks now, daily. And sometimes, like this past weekend, we did 2 shows a day. We had incredible guests from music and entertainment and so much more. The weekend before, we did 2 shows. We had people like Sir James Galway and Keith Harkin and Orla Fallon and so many others, Bobby Spencer from Jersey Boys and so much more. Really cool stuff. So, and we wish you the best of the holiday season, everybody that's watching, and we toast all of you as well. We say, may your days be merry and bright. We've got our holiday mug here. We always change up the mug. Some nice hot chocolate in there that's not too hot. Didn't want to burn the roof of my mouth when I'm trying to talk live on the air. Not that that hasn't happened professionally before, but it's good to see everybody, and we welcome you. We've got a very special guest live and direct from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. He's a popular Canadian singer-songwriter. Luke McMaster is here, and he's going to put you in the Christmas spirit. And our Christmas present to you pun intended, you'll find out what I mean in just a minute when we welcome Luke to the show, is great music and great conversation. So let's welcome some of our viewers, our lovely viewers watching from all around the world. Hope you guys are doing well tonight, and I hope you're in store, or I hope you're in the mood for being in store for great entertainment and good conversation and lots of levity. That's what we're known for here on our show, lots of levity. Christine Clifton says, holiday greetings, Jim and levity friends. We welcome singer-songwriter Luke McMaster. We were saying, with a name like Masters and McMaster, you never know. There could be a mixing that has gone on maybe in Ireland or Scotland or England way back. You never know. Could be. I think he said he has an uncle, Jim McMaster. So we're getting close. Welcoming him to the show tonight. Of course, this shall be a masterful evening. Love that, Christine, with McMaster and Masters. Yes, a masterful evening in Levity Hall. Our name, Masters, goes back to Yorkshire, England. English and Irish on Dad's side of the family. English, Swedish, and French on Mom's side of the family. Good to see you, Christine, in North Carolina, USA. Sherry Schoenlein is here. Hello, Jim and Levities. Hope everybody's had a great day. We sure have and still are, and it's even better now that you're here, Sherry. Welcome to Levity Hall on the Jim Master Show Live. Kathy Short is here. Kathy says, good evening, Jim, sending our Levity family. I hope you are enjoying the day. We sure are. You as well, Kathy, in Cleveland, Ohio. Willie is here from Holland, the Netherlands, and Europe. Once again, one of our Levities. Good evening, Jim and the Levities. Have fun with Luke. You better believe it. And enjoy there in Holland. Thanks for joining us tonight. Mary Bishop is here. Mary is here from Florida. We love having you here. Hello, and Jim and Levities. It's nice to see you, Mary. Hi, Christine and Kathy, Willie and Mary. It's wonderful being here in Levity Hall with all of you this evening. It's one big happy family here on the Jim Master Show Live. We've got a lot of great comments coming in real quick here. And Wozniak, good Monday evening, Jim and everyone. Hope everyone's Christmas week is off to an amazing start. Absolutely. And it's good to see you. And I love when you love this too, Sherry. It's so wonderful when you log on and recognize all the regulars, the love of our community here. We have really created an extraordinary community here in the 40 weeks we've been on the air every single day and sometimes twice a day. I agree, Sherry. Juanita watching in South Africa, one of our Levity viewers. Hello, Jim and the lovely Levities. I love that. Good to see you, Juanita. And in Allentown, Pennsylvania, happy winter solstice. That's right, winter has officially begun. And Yule tonight, Jim, guest, and everyone, blessed be. I love that as you watch in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Lisa Brown is back. Yes, Lisa. Good evening, Jim, from Connecticut. She and I met each other when Jim Brickman was in the area and Orla Fallon for a concert, and Tracy Silverman. And Lisa has followed me on public television for years. Good to see you, Lisa. Good evening. We love that you're here. And hi, Luke. Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. Pam's Given is here. Merry Christmas to you and your lovely family and friends. Have a fabulous day. You're lovely. Enjoy every minute of it. Thank you, Pam's Given. We really appreciate that. And you're giving great comments, and we give them right back to you. Louise says, hi, Jim from Vancouver, British Columbia. We love that, Louise. Welcome. You know, we have relatives that actually founded a town and a mountain in Canada, in New Brunswick, called Kierstead Falls and Kierstead Mountain on my mother's side of the family. My mother has a huge family. She's the youngest of 16. And then we found 100 more relatives in Canada. It's amazing. Everybody's welcoming Luke to Levity Hall, and Merry Christmas to you and your family. Have a fabulous day. You as well. Kathleen Walker is here in New York City. Hello, everyone. Hope all is well. Absolutely. We're going to take a look at more of these. There's a lot of them here, but we're going to continue in just a second. There's so many. Good to see you, Kathleen. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for all the love, the tagging, the sharing, the private messages, and all the cool things you guys do as we spread the word about our really cool entertainment lifestyle talk show series. So let me tell you about my special guest who's joining me here exclusively on the show. It's holiday time. He's a big Christmas nut like me. He loves Christmas. He loves the holidays. Luke McMaster is here exclusively on the show. And if this doesn't tell you he loves the holidays, I don't know what would. He's got a new album out too, Christmas Present, Luke McMaster, and it's my pleasure to have him here on the show. Just want to tell you briefly that he is back for the holiday season, bringing a gift of soulful Christmas cheer set for was released in October to great fanfare, delivering a sleigh full of original songs along the time-honored Christmas classics. He presents well-known classics and soulful spins. He's into soul. He loves Motown. So you're going to get some really cool music coming. He kicked off his career as one half of the duo McMaster and James. Now, my name is James Masters, and he was with McMaster and James. Luke has to be my cousin somewhere in there. He went solo in 2002, shifting his focus to songwriting and collaborating with artists like Rihanna, Nick Lachey, Nick Carter, Kalan Porter, and so many others. He's recorded several EPs, albums, and continues to do so. He released the Songs of Smokey, a homage to the soul legend Smokey Robinson, who has been influential in his career as well. And he's very involved with Green Hill Productions, and I love all of Green Hill's music. Big fan of Green Hill, and several of those artists have been coming on our show, and we really appreciate that. Let's welcome live and direct from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, our great friend Luke McMaster here on the Jim Masters Show. Hello, Mr. McMaster from Masters.
There's got to be some relation there. There just has to be.
You were with McMaster and James, and I'm James Masters, and you're McMaster. There's got to be.
My uncle's James McMaster, a.k.a. Jim. Yeah, I mean, the reasons for us not being related are just getting smaller and smaller as we go along this road.
Well, that's what it is. You know, it's funny. See, you have the MC, McMaster, so that sort of completes Master. If it was just, if you were just Luke Master, it would seem incomplete because you have the McMaster, right? So when we get mail that says Jim Master, it seems incomplete because it's just Master. And for years, you know, ever since time began, we were always Masters. So that S finishes it. So when you don't have the Mick in front of your Master or the S at the end of your Masters, you feel rather incomplete.
Well, I do. It makes me feel complete. Sure. Just being here makes me feel complete.
So you've heard about the Jim Masters Show live. Everybody in town's been talking about it. The talk of the town. And
the talk of Canada. That's all
I tell you. Absolutely. Yeah.
They're not. They will be soon.
They will be soon. We have a lot of Canadian viewers too. And I want to just show you, welcome to the show, my friend. We'll have a good time tonight. Just want to show you some of the great comments. Louise in Vancouver is with us as well. Sherry says, welcome to Levity Hall, Luke. So excited to have you here.
Great. How you doing?
Pam's Givens says, Merry Christmas to all of us watching and participating. Kathleen Walker, New York City. Hi, Jim. Hi, everyone. Hope all is well. Juanita is welcoming you also from South Africa. Jennifer is here welcoming you from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Ann says, welcome, Luke. Spent the afternoon. Ann always checks things out before they come on our show, I noticed.
Your homework.
She checks it out. She can say, I'm going to watch that episode of the Jim Master Show.
Yes.
She actually watches every episode, which I love. So she's been listening to your music in the afternoon, getting prepared. So if you have any questions, Ann, you should be ready to go, having enjoyed his fabulous music. Good to see you, Ann. Merry Christmas to you and your lovely family and friends. Have a fabulous day. Enjoy every minute. Happy New Year to us all. Best of luck in 2021. I love that in her profile says hope. That is really, really nice. Karen, greetings from Nova Scotia. Karen is one of our regular Loveity viewers as well. And yes, you got it right. Masters and Masters Show from Willie in Holland, who's watching it. Karen says, welcome, fellow Canadian Luke from Nova Scotia. First Baptist Church, Newton, Iowa says, hi, everyone. Well, welcome, First Baptist Church, Newton, Iowa, USA. Louise says, cool. I'm originally from New Brunswick, Canada. New Brunswick. Yeah, we have family that settled Kierstead Falls and Kierstead Mountain in New Brunswick. A lot of family that's up there. So Renee, who's one of our regular viewers in Iowa, it was still logged into the First Baptist Church, Newton, Iowa YouTube page because she handles it for her church in Iowa. So she said, oops, need to switch my account. This is Renee. She switched back to Renee. Now I'm myself. LOI. You were beside yourself literally there, Renee. That's funny. Kathleen Walker in New York City says, welcome to Luke as well. Louise does say, Luke has been a longtime friend. Thanks, Jim, for having him on the show. My pleasure.
A huge support. She's amazing. Amazing person.
And I've been very familiar with Luke's work because of Green Hill, actually. That's where I first discovered him because I'm a big music buff. Welcome to the show, Luke, from Juanita in South Africa. Yep. Willie in Holland says, hello, welcome by the Lovities to the Jim Master Show, Luke. Mary Bishop in Florida, USA, where you would be heading to, and we would have been heading to, warm and sunny Florida for the holidays, but something got in the way. Welcome, Luke. Great having you here at Levity Hall. And Renee welcomes you from Iowa. Can you handle all this levity, Luke? I'm sure you can.
It's levity to be here.
It sure is.
Hello,
Luke. Welcome to the show from Kathy Short. She's in Cleveland, Ohio. And Louise says, hi, Luke. Great to see you on the show. Let's see. Karen Campbell Green, who's in Nova Scotia, says her daughter used to live in Hamilton. And MJ Hammond, who is in Wichita, Kansas. Hi, Jim, and all our Lovities. Welcome, Luke. You are now a Levity, which is fantastic. So that didn't take long for you to be christened one of our Lovities, my friend.
Oh,
There's Tonys, Oscars, Tellys, Peabodys, Academy Awards. There's everything, Emmys. But once you get a Levity on the Jim Master Show, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
That's the dream right there.
That's what it is. That's what it is. LukeMcMaster.com is the website. Our dear friend Anita is here as well. Good to see you, my friend Anita. We love Anita. And Christine from North Carolina. Welcome, Luke, to the Jim Master Show Live. You are now a Levity. Cheers. Sherry says, you're definitely a Levity now, Luke. Cheers. That's right. We toast you and we welcome you, and happy holidays, slancha, and everything else to you, toasting you.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, cheers, cheers, and
clink.
And Campbell in Nova Scotia says, Luke is now our newest Levity. Welcome, my friend. Really, really cool to have you here on the show. We welcome all of our Lovities around the world on the program as well. How are you doing? You've been really busy. I mean, it's been a crazy year, of course, for all of us. Many of us have been working out of our homes and making do, or if we've been going on location, we've been masked up and social distancing and everything we got to do. How are things for you in Canada, and how have you been keeping busy and creative through all of this, Luke?
Well, it ebbs and flows, right? I'd be lying if I said there haven't been some very challenging times for my wife, myself, my kids. You know, we're having kids, and this is our second complete lockdown, and you know, yanking them out of school. My kids are very social, and just there's only so many times you can really tell your kids, nope, you can't see your friends. Sorry, nope, can't go to. You know, so that's been really tough. But I think I said to you in an earlier conversation, it's just like you also have to count your blessings, and I do feel blessed that I've still been doing a lot of work, and I'm like yourself. I do exactly what I love doing. I write music and I share music with people and sing. And the amazing Green Hill, who Anita works for, actually is a publicist for, they've been great. Like they you know, people are still streaming and needing a lot of this positive content, like the Jim Master Show and some of the live streaming that I've done. And I actually recorded an entire album, Christmas present, during a lockdown, during a pandemic. And, you know, I guess I was thankful that a lot of my super talented musician friends had set up home studios like you and I have done here. And so I ended up having 3 drummers on the set who are all dear friends of mine and needed the work, and were so thankful to be working during this time. And hired a whole horn section actually in Nova Scotia, believe it or not. My buddy Ian Sherwood arranged the horns. He's an amazing musician that I've toured with, and just, you know, like just hiring musicians across Canada to play on this album. And the really crazy thing is how connected the album feels, like we recorded it in the same studio. It's really wild. And when we sent it to Green Hill, when people started hearing it, they were like, well, when did you record this? Obviously this was recorded in some big studio, and it was all remotely recorded, which was quite amazing.
Let's talk a little bit about your background too, for folks who are watching who may be discovering you for the very first time, Luke. How did you get into music early on? You know, when you were a kid, Do you come from a musical family? Were you inspired by people within the family or the neighborhood or by
No.
teachers? What was your interest?
Com-
None of the above, huh?
Comprehensively, no. Yeah, it's funny. I've actually toured a ton with, you mentioned Jim Brickman. He's a really dear friend of mine. I do a lot of touring with
He's
him.
fantastic. Yeah.
He's so great. And, you know, we've written so many songs together, a couple of which I will play tonight for sure, if you'll have me.
Absolutely.
Won't be, you know, it's never the same without Jim there, but I'll do my best. I may even play a bit of piano on a song called The Christmas Prayer that he and I wrote not that long ago. But
he's great. He's got a big following too. I interviewed him several years ago on PBS with one of his public television specials, and I just remember the response from the audience for Jim. The love is pretty strong for him as well.
No, he's amazing. So anytime I hit the keyboard, I always think of Jim, and I'm like, okay, I'll do my best. But I'm Jim Brickman. But anyway, he always said, he talks about how people ask him how he got into music, and he just says, you know, my family, they're not. I think he even makes the joke that they have no talent, but then I think he qualifies that they're talented in different ways. And it's the same with my family. They're just no musicians. The only musician that I had to go back a little ways in my family tree was my grandfather, who lived in Belfast, Ireland. Jim McMaster.
Jim McMaster.
And so, yeah, which is wild. So yeah, you know, my dad is a very creative person. Both my parents are. They're both entrepreneurs. But my dad was a university professor by trade, math, computer science, and very talented in those fields. And he was often asked to do talks all over the world, whether from Jamaica to, he actually spent a year at Stanford University. We lived in California for a year where he did a sabbatical. And then he wound up in Detroit for a short sabbatical. And we didn't move to Detroit, but he was going back and forth a lot, and he kept bringing home these albums, these vinyl back then,
Motown, and yeah.
And he brought home, there was the ones that really hit me, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, and the Supremes, Four Tops, and Stevie Wonder. And you know, I have three brothers. They were like, you know, they were more into kind of rock and roll and stuff, and I just went crazy. I don't know if I knew that I had, like, I sing a lot in falsetto. You'll soon see, and just singers like Smokey Robinson that just had that. They just sang with such range. I don't know if my DNA was just connecting to that, but I just wore the needle out on the records. Like I was like Rain Man, just like, I gotta hear that again. And early on, I just started getting into music and couldn't focus on my studies at school, you know, science and all that stuff. It was just all I was thinking about was music and writing lyrics. And luckily, my parents just realized early on that they're like, you know what, they're both kind of scholars and stuff, but they're just like, you know, this kid, this is just what he's meant to do. So we got it. And they were really supportive, and the rest is history.
So what was some of the first breaks for you that you consider breaks, opportunities and things, you know, where doors were opened and you started really getting noticed and people started saying, God, I like this guy's sound. Let's bring him in to work on this project. Let's have him be a part of this. I want to work with him, duet, collaborate, produce for him. Tell us about some of that, those early stepping stones that were really important ones.
Well, that's a great question, Jim. Well, I'll go back. I'll try to make a long story short, but I'll go back a ways to when I was fresh out of high school, and I start getting into different bands. And because I had no resume, I had never really played in any clubs or anything. My mom had the great idea. She goes, well, Luke, I think I was talking to her. I'm like, man, I can't get any gigs. And, you know, she goes, well, why don't you phone some schools? Yellow Pages and start calling schools. I'm like, well, why would they hire this guy fresh out? I'm almost a student myself. She goes, well, try and find some educational spin on it. So I started calling these schools. I'm like, yeah, it's really educational. Like, I'm going to talk about songwriting. So totally, you know, kind of like BSing my way into these schools. And one of the first schools I played at had a beautiful theater, almost like an amphitheater. And they would kinds of concerts, and myself and my two roommates, one was a bass player, the other one was a drummer, I was playing guitar. And this was right at the dawn of the boy band era. Like, this was just when that was starting to kind of become a thing. And I played the first song, super nervous. It's like one of my first gigs. And they had 200 kids. They did a whole assembly for this concert for some reason.
Mm.
So I played the song, and the stage, they rushed the stage. It was like the Beatles. They just went insane. And I just was like, I looked at my roommates and I was just like, and it just set something off me. And it was real. I was really lucky because I had such a solid vision of like, wow, like I think I can do this. I think I can really connect with audiences, and this is really possible. And so that was one. And then fast forwarding a few years, and I was starting to do more shows. I was playing a lot of coffee houses. I was doing a lot of busking, which is like you basically open up your guitar case, and you like, there's a really cool place in Winnipeg where I grew up, Winnipeg, Manitoba, where it's called the Forks, and buskers all over the place, really pretty little area. And I remember this guy walking by as I'm busking, and he looked like kind of like a rock star. And all of a sudden I realized, I'm like, that guy's like, he manages Chantal Kerviazic, who was a big Winnipeg artist that had gotten a huge record deal, all kinds of hit songs. And I was like, that's Chris Gaffney. So I played my best songs, and I was just like, and I got his attention. He threw a $1 in the thing, and I was like, Chris, like I write songs, like I want it, you know. And he's like, oh well, you know what, like I'm going to California for a while, but you know what, here's my address, like send me some of your music. And I didn't even have any music recorded. So while he was in California, I set up a show at this school that I've been playing at, where I knew there was a really good built-in audience.
Right.
And I kept leaving messages on his phone, and he wasn't really getting back to me. He's a very busy guy. So I actually went to his house, and I had a poster made of myself, and I nailed it to his front door. And I probably shouldn't have used nails, but I actually used these thin little, I didn't want it to fall down. And he came back from LA, and he showed up at my show, and he just said, look, you know, I wasn't sure about you, but I checked you out when you were busking. I thought, okay, there's something there, but people I really want to work with are people that have gumption, people that really believe, and people that are creative. And you going to my house and putting a poster on my front door, that just tells me a lot about you. He goes, you know, he's like, you got to come fix my door because there's holes in it now. And that really changed things for me, you know?
That is big, huh? That is absolutely, yeah.
He started working with me from then on, and it just transformed everything. You know, he had so many connections, and he taught me. He was a great songwriter. And so that was a really pivotal moment for me, for sure.
Mm. And where did that take you from there?
Well, we started recording. He had a recording studio in Winnipeg, and started sending cassette tapes, when there were still cassette tapes, out to different labels. He managed to get he actually hooked me up with this guy, another James, and we formed this duo called McMaster and James, because we loved soul. I really loved Hall & Oates. I just grew up fanatical Hall & Oates, another blue-eyed soul singer. And we did great harmonies together. So we ended up getting a record deal because of Chris and because of all our hard work. And in a short period of time, like I said, the boy band thing was kind of hitting, and we weren't really a boy band, but we were kind of boys and singing music and stuff. And they got us on tour with NSYNC. Like, right, that was our first tour that the label got us on. It was BMG at the time. They've since become Sony, but so we're playing in like arenas for like just thousands and thousands of people and screaming girls, and it was just insane. So that experience, those couple of years, just I learned so much about being composed, no matter what the size of the audience or whatever, going from busking to huge gigs and stuff, and just learned a ton working with different producers all over the place. And then, you know, as you mentioned in the very flattering intro, thank you for that, by the way, but
your mother wrote it and sent it to me. No. Which would be very similar to the one my mother would probably write as well.
So I after McMaster and James, like our label got bought by Sony. Our team was dissolved, and And it was kind of a tough year because I had my sights set on just doing this forever. But I had been writing a ton of songs just in the vaults. And so I had been signed to Universal Music Publishing, and they're like, Luke, you got a lot of songs. Like, we want to hold on to you, even though your band's not playing anymore. And I was great. And I said, great, let's do it. So I started learning a lot more about songwriting, producing, and one of my songs somehow found its way to like artists like Rihanna, and she recorded it, and just, I very lucky to get to work with a lot of great artists like that, learn so much from working with people like Rihanna and all these different artists. And then the whole time, every time I'd be in the studio with someone, I'd always be thinking, man, I'd love to sing this song. Like I'd love to do my version of the song too. And I'd like to get back on stage. And that bug it just haunted me. And so I ended up actually hooking up with Jim Brickman, a friend of mine, Mark Jordan from Toronto, was friends with Jim Brickman, and just said, Luke, I wrote a song with Mark, and he just said, you're such a good singer, you're so soulful, really complimentary. He's like, I gotta introduce you to this guy, Jim Brickman, because he loves working with singers. He's not a singer; he's mainly a piano player, and he's helped so many artists like Lady Antebellum and just all the, he's worked with everyone. And true to his word, he sent some of my stuff to Jim, and Jim was like, well, you know what? I'm touring through Erie, Pennsylvania. It was January at the time. And so he's like, you're in Toronto, right? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, well, come on down, let's meet. So I remember there was a horrible snowstorm, but I was like, you know what? I got to meet this guy. I'm very intrigued to meet this guy, Jim Brickman. I've heard of this guy for years. I love his music. So met him. And I expected it to just be, kind of like a conversation like you and I are having right now, just chatting, getting to know each other. But he's like, you know what, look, there'll be lots of time to get to know each other later. Let's write a song. And so totally put me on. Oh my God. And I was like, okay, like, don't you have more radio play than like Elvis Presley? Like, aren't you like some, he's like, yeah, let's write a song. I like your voice. He's like, I want to write this song about mourning. Like Morning Beautiful or something. And I was like, I like that title. I like that title. So, initially it was like more of like this like real ballad about how beautiful mornings are, and like the birds are singing, and I had to kind of stop like partway through the writing process and just go like, damn, you're this big time songwriter, but like, I want to change directions. Like, I'm not feeling this right now. This just doesn't feel very genuine to me. He's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I hate mornings. I'm not a morning person, and I gotta sing Good Morning Beautiful, and I don't know. And what if it becomes a hit? And like, I gotta keep, and he's laughing, and he said, well, what do you want to do? And I just said, well, why don't we talk about, like, I'll be honest, like, I don't like mornings, but because of you, mornings become much more beautiful, and he bought into that. And so we kind of balanced the song out that way. And I never forget driving from Erie, Pennsylvania back to Toronto through this snowstorm. And I was just like, I think we just wrote a hit song. Like, I just feel like there's something about that song. And he called me, like, I hadn't been driving for half an hour. He's like, Luke, I think we wrote a hit song. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, I'm releasing this song. I know you're not really like, I know you're more just songwriting right now, but I'm releasing the song to radio. Like, we got to record it. You got to get back into it. And I really owe so much to Jim for just as the catalyst. And I was just like, yeah, that would be great. And he released it to radio that fall, and it just flew up the Billboard AC charts. Like, it just connected with people like crazy. And so we were like, well, it's kind of late in the year to release a single. It's doing so well. And we were like, well, maybe we could turn it into a Christmas song so it can continue to be played, because it would suit being a Christmas song really well. And we were kind of talking about doing that anyway. So we ended up writing a version called Merry Christmas Beautiful. And it ended up going to, like, I think it ended up like number 3 on Billboard, which is the highest charting. Like, I'd never really had a song that charted in the States before myself. Like, as an artist, I'd mainly been in Canada. So I was so excited about that. I was so inspired by that. Jim ended up bringing me out on tour with him, introducing me to so many people and so many venues across America. Like, I love your country. I really do. It's such a beautiful country. So many beautiful people, so much reverence for beautiful theaters too. I'm just a sucker for like a beautiful theater and the history of it, and so many that were vaudeville theaters initially, and just so that was, it's very long story to a short question. That
No,
was
it's
another pivotal moment for you.
So the Jim Brickman connection and that moment, hey, let's go write a song. That was huge. That accelerated and chopped off several years of pounding the pavement and plucking the guitar in the pubs and all the different things everybody has to do. And that was a magical moment, huh?
It really was, and just I fell in love with just being on stage again, and he plays beautiful theaters, and I've really like that's my sweet spot. I really love those like 500 to 2,000 seat cozy venues where I mean, if someone asked me to do an arena tour and they felt like they could sell like 10,000 tickets for me, I'd think about it, but I really love them. Just the sound is so beautiful in those theaters, and it's just you can see the people so closely and just really connect with them. And
he likes the mid-size theaters, and not necessarily the big Madison Square Gardens and those types of places, but those really beautiful historic places. He was at one in Connecticut called the Palace Theater, which is absolutely incredibly beautiful, and every artist that plays there. And he was there with Tracy, and Orla was there, and Lisa Brown, who was watching, was there as well. And maybe one of these days you'll be there as well, I don't doubt. But yeah, where they can fit a good amount of people in, but it's not like stadium like where you lose the intimacy. You still get that intimacy, yet you have a sizable audience in the balcony and the orchestra section and all of that as well. You really love playing those kinds of places that have a lot of character, huh?
I love it. Honestly, you'll see if you go through some of my social media channels, you'll see I used to take whenever I'm on tour, I'll often take snapshots where I like photobomb the audience. Like I'll be side stage and I just kind of pop my head out and take a picture of the audience waiting for the show to start. That moment of being backstage behind the curtain, you hear the audience, the kind of rumble of the audience, and it's just it's there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. I really, yeah, it's funny. I actually struggle with, I never had anxiety in my life ever. I was fully anxiety free. But when I stopped touring, all of a sudden and I've talked to other performers that deal with this too. It's this weird thing. It's almost like when I do a tour or do a show, weeks afterwards, I am just like, there's no anxiety whatsoever. And then when I'm off tour, it just starts to creep back in. It is this thing I'm really, to be honest with you, I'm addicted to it, because there's just the connection that you have with an audience. Like it's kind of transcendent. It sounds cheesy, but it's just it's the very closest thing that you can get to magic. And, and I could say again with Jim, like we've had moments where we have this song called The Christmas Prayer that we wrote last year. And it's just it's a song that deals with the loss of a loved one and seeing that through the eyes of a child, and the child reminding you about the spirit of Christmas and just healing and all this that sentiment, and just so many tears in the audience, and this just visceral connection with people. Jim and I had both been dealing with the loss of someone around the same time, and we ended up in a songwriting session and just kind of poured that into the song. And so a connection like that, which is just this healing moment, or when I'm playing some of my Motown stuff and I just see these people that maybe were sitting there at the beginning of the show, not really smiling. You can probably see there's a lot of weight on their shoulders. By the end, they're standing up, they're dancing. I mean, you can't ask for anything more than that. I don't think. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into getting to those shows, and as you know, with you've been in the entertainment industry your whole life too. It's like it's the behind the scenes stuff to get. This isn't the work, Jim, right? Like this is fun.
No. That's what I tell everybody. The key is to make it look smooth and effortless and easy. Like anybody can just flip a switch and do it. We don't always emphasize all of the sacrifice and the blood, sweat, and tears, and just all of the craziness that goes on, and sometimes even last minute to pull off the things that we pull off on television and radio and stage and wherever we are. there's so many different pieces of the puzzle, and there's so many, not just technology, but just every element that has to be spot on. And I think, believe it or not, some of that chaos that is involved, some of that fire that's involved, that anything can happen situation, we're actually sort of, as much as we probably really don't like it and wish that everything was just so smooth and easy, and just like, butter all the time or silk, we're drawn to it for some reason. We're drawn to it. And your personality sounds similar to mine, where when I come into scenarios that are like that, and we've talked about it a lot with some guests on the show, a lot of people will say, oh boy, Jim's here. Thank God Jim's here, because everybody else is flipping out, screaming, yelling, throwing things. The building's on fire. And when I come in calm. I come in, resolute. I come in light and jovial. I look for some levity. I look to, find a way to tamper down and lower everybody's blood pressure. And you seem to be like that as well, where probably when you enter, you're not storming in like, okay, this is what we can do. Let's come on. More of a calmer force yet.
I try to. Yeah. I mean,
me too. There are times when I do have to remind myself to continue to stay that way. But it's at the same time uncanny how we're drawn to all of the chaos and the fire. And I think that, like when I do the work I do in television, radio, and everything else, to me, it's a sport. It's like a challenge. It's all of my cylinders are firing. I'm in 110%. It's game on, but the key is to make it look easy, smooth, and effortless, not to make it look like behind the wall behind me, there's a fire or there's chaos going on, to make it look like everything was supposed to happen as it's happening. That chair that fell over, that was supposed to happen.
You're probably always very well prepared. I mean, because that's the thing too. And I learned that the hard way, especially being in bands. I don't get very nervous if the band is really well rehearsed, if it's my sound guy, if I know that everything's in place. Like I'm so relaxed. But if I'm in a situation where it's just like, I don't know exactly, I don't think we're fully prepared for this, I'm like, so that's why, you and I were communicating when the lovely Anita linked us up, and I just said, can we have an earlier sound check? Do you mind if we because I want to make sure I haven't done one of these on a YouTube channel, where I'm streaming from my software and blah blah blah. But and you were very graciously more than happy to do that, because I just don't. I want people to, life's tough. I have a gift that I'm able to maybe give someone a little soul vacation, or whatever you want to call it, where they can just smile, forget about their problems. And I don't want them to feel my stress. I want to come in and just be completely relaxed and put a smile on their face, because I get it right back from them. It's not a completely unselfish deed that I'm doing. I did a live stream yesterday just from my living room with my kids there and stuff, and a lot of my friends and fans and people that I really care about were there, and it's like I was in such a great mood after that. And to be honest, we had a tough morning because we just went into lockdown here in Ontario, and my wife.
And what kind of lockdown is it there now in Ontario? We've never done it here in the States. We haven't done, because they're still, people are still 50% on this side, 50% on that side. Although I think it's becoming more 70-30 now. But we haven't done an official lockdown here. But other parts, UK is locked down. Ireland's gone through lockdowns. What kind of a situation is it there for you in Ontario now?
It's gone into full lockdown because we are reaching critical mass in some of the intensive care units in the hospitals, and that's always really one of the primary challenges. So we have to be really careful about that, and it's frustrating because it's happens to be happening right at Christmas time. And I had a pretty substantial tour that I had to cancel this fall myself. That was a lot of a big blow to me personally, financially. The musicians that I hire, the beautiful theaters that just okay, can't make it happen, guys. And so I just have a real soft spot for for restaurants and stores and just, and, you know, all these people that are just like, they're in such a tough spot, and so many people's jobs and just, yeah. So it's, we're full lockdown again. It's, you know, like my kids won't be in school for a month now. They're going to extend vacation, and that sounds great to my kids.
To the kids, but
I need them to be in school. Like I work a lot from home. I have a home studio here that I would do so much work out of. My wife is a trainer, a fitness coach, and we have a gym in our house as well that she shoots a lot of stuff for that too, a lot of content for that. And it's just like we're self-employed, so we need that time and for the well-being of our kids, obviously.
Sure.
But I have to say again, just to qualify that, you know, like we're fine, and there's so many people out there that
where it's tough, food lines and hospital beds and yeah, absolutely. Well, let's see if we can share some of the holiday spirit while we are here together, and it is the holidays. And like I've been telling everybody on this show, look for the constants in life, whether it's going to the ocean and seeing a sunset, which will happen, you know, the sun comes up, the sun comes down, the world could have chaos happening, but the sun will come up, the sun will go down. Now here's Hanukkah, Christmas, the New Year. No matter what goes on in all the other months of the year, once again, here are the holidays. There's the time for gratitude, thankfulness, counting our blessings, looking at the joys. If we're healthy, if we have our family, the fact that we're here right now, whatever lessons we're learning from all of this with the pandemic and how we handle it and how we treat each other, whether we're empathetic and kind or we're not. It's a very important time. And especially, again, when we think about the constants in life, music is a constant, old movies and TV series, comedies are constant, going out working in your garden is a constant, baking bread like people have been doing, constants. So even though the world is spinning around where nothing seems like there's any foundation anymore and everything is just torn apart and everybody's upset and all this horrible loss that we see all around us, there still are constants that are there that are simple things in life, the simplicity of the essence of life. And music is certainly one of those things. And what a better time than the holidays to remember that. Do you have a song you want to share with us right now to put us in that holiday spirit? They're asking, is he going to sing? Absolutely, he's going to sing.
Is this guy going to sing?
It's going to sing.
Absolutely.
Well, I remind them, I say it's an entertainment / talk show.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a few songs that come to mind. There's one. You want me to start on? Maybe I'll start on guitar before I hit the keyboard. This is we were talking about Jim Brickman. This is a song I wrote with Jim. That's it's kind of gospel influenced. It's really about like you said, gratitude and just letting, when you have the chance to be with people, as typically we would be at this time of year, just, you know, letting them know how you feel about them. And it's called Raise a Glass. And I also list I think I list almost every single way you can say cheers in this song. So
perfect. Cheers, slancha, and
there we go.
And
so this is Raise a Glass. Hopefully the audio is all working properly.
So this is Masters introducing McMaster.
Love it.
On a cold December night, feels so good to know that soon you'll be by my side. Life moves fast, gotta slow it down. So let's drink this moment right here, right now. So raise a glass, raise a glass. Celebrate today and give thanks to the past. So raise a glass, raise a glass. All right, give a little love, share a little smile. Spread a little hope, cause it's Christmas time. Raise a glass. table set, we're all here. It's that season when you get that feeling of holiday cheer. There's a comfort knowing somebody cares. Life is better when you've got something good to share. So raise a glass, raise a glass. Celebrate today and give thanks to the past. So raise a glass, raise a glass. All right, give a little love, share a little smile. Spread a little hope, cause it's Christmas time. Raise your glass. You can say salute. Here's mud in your eye. Cheers to you, bottoms up, come on, let's have a good night. So raise a glass, raise a glass. Celebrate today and give thanks to the past. So raise a glass, raise a glass. All right, give a little love, share a little smile. Spread a little hope, cause it's Christmas time. Raise a glass. Raise up, raise a glass. Raise up, raise up, raise the glass.
And to that, we do raise our glass. That's fantastic. What a cool song that is. Really puts you in a cheers, puts you in a really good holiday spirit. Wow. And I want to show you some of the levity coming your way as a result. Everybody all happy and excited. Raise a glass makes my heart smile. Thank you for singing this one live. Absolutely, Anne. Juanita in South Africa says, fantastic. Kathy Short says, love it. Tell us about, before we look at the comments, that guitar that you just put down. Tell us about the guitar. It's beautiful.
Thank you. You know what? This is a very reasonably priced Fender acoustic guitar. The reason that I bought this guitar, I have two of them actually that are identical. One's black, one's blonde. But I used to bring out my very expensive acoustic guitars with me on tour. And I remember one around a $2,000, $2,500 acoustic guitar, beautiful Takamine, and it got stolen right off the stage. And so just like, and then I brought out another one that was expensive, and it like was like really badly damaged in baggage handling. So I was just like, you know, what am I doing? Why am I bringing these expensive guitars with me? So I found this Fender. I was actually on tour with Jim. And where was I? I think I was in upstate New York somewhere. Oh my goodness. Maybe it'll come to me later, but they had a beautiful music store in this town. And right before a show, I just went in just to kill time. I love going into music stores and stuff. And I tried out this guitar, and I just loved it. And I was just like, oh, this must be an expensive guitar. And the guy's like, it's like $400, man. And so I'm like, what? Yeah. So I got it, and then I ended up loving it so much I ordered another one. So when I go on tour, you will see me with either this guitar or a blonde version of this. And thank you. Yeah, it's nothing fancy, but it does the trick. And if it does get stolen, you're welcome to it. Hopefully you give it a good home, and I can always do that. You don't kill me completely. So
that's it. Give it to somebody in need. Exactly right. Exactly, my friend. We also, let's see, we have another song here, and that is Christmas Present Live. You had done this live and sent this along. And tell us about this song, my friend.
Well,
this is amazing.
This is a song that is, it's called Christmas Present, as the title track of the album. And but it's not about the superficial part of Christmas. It's about living in the present. And again, just maybe you've taken things for granted in the past, and that realization is just like, you know what? I'm not going to take this for granted again, because it's like absence make the heart grow fonder, and you don't know what you got till it's gone type of thing. Those pick your cliche. But yeah, and I co-wrote that with a buddy of mine, Aaron Chatterbeatty, who I write a lot of stuff with. I produce a lot of stuff, really talented writer producer, and then a girl in the UK named Melissa Bell, and we wrote it over Zoom, and it just, we were both all kind of having that same feeling. I don't think we would have written the song if we hadn't been in this situation we're in right now. I don't think it would have happened. So there's another silver lining if you want to find another one.
Right, exactly. We're always looking for the silver linings as much as possible, Sometimes they're few and far between, so you got to grab them while you can. Here is that song, folks. You're going to absolutely love it. It's really, really something special, coming from Luke McMaster here on the Jim Master Show Live. Stick with us. Much more music and levity, and our famous loveity, as well as inspiring conversations coming up right here. Good to have you with us, everybody, watching all around the world. My good friend, Canadian singer-songwriter extraordinaire, Luke McMaster, is our special guest here on the Jim Master Show Live. Here it comes, Luke with Christmas Present.
It'd still be Christmas if we couldn't be together. I just assume you'll be here. It's been a hell of a year. I learned nothing lasts forever, and there's nothing better than the moments we share. Yeah. I'll never wish away another winter, baby. This year I'm gonna love the cold. We'll never get another gift that's this amazing. Right here, right now, this is our Christmas present. Used to be so hung up on the things I didn't have, making a list that never ends. But now that we're here with our family and friends, I'll never take this for granted again. Yeah. I'll never wish away another winter, baby. This year I'm gonna love the cold. La, 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 la. We'll never get another gift that's this amazing. Right here, right now, this is our Christmas present. We don't need stockings or lights up on the tree, no. All I want this Christmas is wrapped up next to me. I'll never wish away another winter, baby. This year I'm gonna love the cold. Oh, we'll never get another gift that's this amazing. Right here, right now, this is our Christmas present. Christmas present. Right here, right now, this is our Christmas present.
I love the way you hang on to that chord at the end there. That's a great song.
Yeah, thank you so much. I do have other clothes too, by the way.
And other clothing. Well, no, they the same suit. No, they actually they love that jacket. They were commenting. They love my shirt and your jacket. So I think we chose well tonight.
Yeah, I'll send you my jacket, and you send me. No, wait. Yeah, if we combine the two. No,
Actually,
yeah,
this shirt with that jacket probably would look pretty cool.
You look great. Yeah, look, I bought this at last New Year's, right after New Year's, like I think it was January 3rd or something, because you can't. It's hard to find sparkly jackets like this in normal times of year. But
yeah,
I do a lot of Motown Christmas shows, and I was like, oh, it's perfect. So I've worn this is my official Christmas outfit this year. So thank you for the kind words.
Very nice. Yeah, they gave the levity thumbs up on the Jim Master Show Live. Came pretty early, and I've got a bunch of those too because I MC with MGM Resorts. So with MCing a lot of the events or the contests and the shows and everything, they require that sparkly, the dark with the sparkles, or the blue or the red velvet, you know how it is, the gold, all the different ones. But they love the looks here tonight. Tess Labella in Florida. You guys both look awesome. Thank you very much, Tess. We love that. Good to see you as well, my friend Tess. She's a wonderful actress and voice artist and comedian in Florida. And beautiful. They love the song. That's Kathleen in New York City. And Ann Wozniak giving you claps, ovations, and hearts. Tess also saying bravo. Willie, who's still with us watching late into the wee hours of the morning there in Holland. Lots of claps. Louise says Christmas Present is from his album of the same name. There's also the video as well. Beautiful song. Kathy Short says beautiful song. She's in Cleveland, Jim Brickman's hometown, right? Juanita, South Africa, says, love it. Tina, good to see you, Tina. Welcome. Says, terrific. Jennifer Barry, awesome. Luke, she's in Allentown, PA. Tesla Bella, gorgeous voice. Good stuff. I mean, just sit back and let it just sweep over you, my friend. Love this song.
I'm neurotic enough that it won't get to my head. Trust me.
Love this song. Today is a gift. That is why we call it the present. Nice, Luke, from Lisa Brown. Such a beautiful song and fabulous voice from Christine Clifton. And both of you guys look quite handsome. Linda Odell, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That is a great song, my friend. It really, really is. And I could see why people respond to it. And that is LukeMcMaster.com, but on Green Hill. And Green Hill is also, because I receive all their emails, they have like a Christmas sale going on right now with like all of their Christmas material, their CDs, DVDs, everything. So it's really cool. I would encourage folks to pick that up and all of your other material as well.
I have a blowout sale going on too, where I'm like, because I'm stuck at home, I'm like hand delivering everything and like signing everything, and you can get all my Christmas music, all my CDs. Just check out my website. I actually just did a big mail out this morning, and yeah, it's just great. You know, anyone that wants to share music or share my music or let me know about a great artist that I should check out, I love it. I feel the other silver lining from this pandemic, I'd have to say, is just like I've always felt really connected to my fans and my audience. I call them my friends, but it inspired me to start this thing called Club Soul. And I call them my soul lovers because like they join this Club Soul, and it's kind of like a fan club, but it's also a fan of maybe of me and my music, but also Motown soul. Some of the stories that I have of working with these amazing legendary Motown songwriters, but also like I bring them into my world when I'm writing songs. I live stream just songwriting sessions with them. I do tons of live streams. You know, they come backstage with me, all that kind of stuff. And the pandemic, it really inspired that. I was just, well, I want to find a deeper way to connect with these people that are so supportive of me, that just I'm feeling so connected to. So that's been a really fun thing as well. And they can just go to my website, check out Club Soul. I also do a weekly live stream on my social media channels. Like every Wednesday at noon, I do a couple tunes for anyone that wants to just check it out. And I've met so many people that way as well. So
that's what happens. Yeah. It's you form these wonderful communities like we've done with the show with the loveties from all around the world. And it's a beautiful thing when you get a chance to do that and you meet all these fantastic people who, believe in what you're saying and believe in what you're offering and the vibe and the content and the quality of it. And they actually go out of their way to want to be there with you like they do here on this show, which I never treat any of that lightly. I know you don't as well. I really have such great respect. And like you said earlier, feeding off the energy of their excitement and then taking that energy and giving it back to them tenfold. That's what it's all about, right, Luke?
100%. It truly is. I mean, it's just, it really, it's funny. Like even starting Club Soul has actually, there's new songs that I've written because of that, because of their energy, because of hearing their stories and just being able to just tap into that on another level and just their encouragement of going, oh, I'm like, oh, I got a new song kind of idea that I'm playing around with, and they, oh, hey, that was really, I'm writing a song and I'm hanging out with these guys. These days we spend a lot of time alone and with doing our craft. And I'm a pretty social person. Like I like my alone time, but I love collaborating, and it's been really inspiring and it's been wonderful. So it's just been a blast. And I get a kick out of how people, I do it every single day.
Right.
But craft of songwriting and producing and stuff and just seeing it through their eyes, it's really wonderful.
Isn't it cool? Absolutely. Absolutely. Speaking of that, Mr. Mr. Masters asks, do you have another song? I know you have a couple of cool ones. What would you like to serenade our loveties with?
You know what? Another thing that's happened over this pandemic is I have woodshedded on the piano. I've never played more piano in my life. I would have said my primary, other than I'm primarily a singer. Singing is my voice is really, that's my instrument, but I'm more a guitar player. I always played a little bit of piano, but I've just fallen in love with piano because I've had so much time. We're just like, well, I'm getting bored of just playing guitar every day. I gotta spice things up for my people that are watching this thing. So working on Christmas Present, the album, I was playing around and I like to sometimes channel some of my favorite artists. And I was channeling, it was a day when I was just way into I went down a rabbit hole of listening to a ton of Marvin Gaye, and
good choice.
And it was right around the time I'm working on this album, Christmas Present, and they wanted me to do a version of Let It Snow. There's a lot of versions of that, and I was just like, I want to do something different. And I was just like, well, how would Al Green, like, what would he do? Or Marvin Gaye? And so I just, and it's funny because it's actually. It's a deceptively sexy song. It's like there's a lot of kind of romance in Let It Snow. And so I just kind of just brought in the, like, it's almost like Let's Get It On kind of thing. So I'd love to do that song for you guys right now. And
that was such a tease too. You got it now. It's too bad you sold it to us.
And I could do a couple songs for you. There's another song I'd love to do for you guys on piano, but let's lighten things up with that one. Do the Al Green Marvin Gaye version of Let It Snow. And you got to check out, if you haven't yet, I'll just promote the album a little bit, but check out the horn section on this song is just killer. And it's just the band just crushed this thing. So you got to check it out. But this is
that's all on Christmas Present, right?
On Christmas Present, man. Yeah, you got it.
There we go. That's a great, who did the cover? That's cool.
Green Hill, Chad at Green Hill. Shout out.
Green Hill did that too? They're amazing. That's actually a picture of me. There's a studio here in Ontario called B-Town Sound, and they have that couch in the studio. So I did that. I was like recording and just had my feet up, and obviously the Christmas presents weren't there. They photoshopped that, but I was just they caught me kind of like
just chilling out on this beautiful couch, and so I loved it I love that they picked it as the cover because it's very genuine. It was just me kind of in the moment going, geez, it's cool that I'm here at a studio recording this music, you know? So
you're like really soaking it all up and soaking it in. Yeah.
Totally. So
cool stuff.
All right. Well, so let's do this.
Absolutely, my friend.
Let it snow.
Let it snow. Let it snow.
Dude. Reverb for this. Sorry, I'm gonna kill the vibe, but here we go. One more time.
Well, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Since we know place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. And it doesn't show signs of stopping, but I brought some corn for popping. And that's a turn way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. And when we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. Well, the fire is slowly dying, but my dear, still goodbye. As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Kiss goodnight. How I hate going out in the cold, but if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. Well, the fire is slowly dying, but my dear, still goodbye. As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Oh, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Oh, and we're still goodbye. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Very cool. Very cool. Love that. That is cool. I like the two cameras too. There you go.
You know what? I'm just
camera take one, take one. Camera one, take two, take two. A little technical directing there. I know doing it here as well. It's cool to set up. That's a great version, and you've got some really great range to your voice. You can go really, really high. I mean, that almost has like sort of that definite Motown, soulful, even sort of maybe even Jersey Boys-ish. I mean, it has some really cool textures to your voice, different than what we heard with Christmas Present. So you can really play with your voice quite a bit, huh?
Well, yeah, it's like my hero, all-time hero is Smokey Robinson.
Yes.
And, like it's
good one.
It's like one of the songs on the Smokey album that I did my version of was just all falsetto, and you'll you know.
I did you wrong. My heart went out to play. In the game I lost you. What a price to pay. Hey, I'm crying. Ooh,
that whole thing. So it's like,
Yeah. Really nice. I just want to show you more comments coming in here from the lovities who are loving it. Christine says, enjoyed your rendition of Let It Snow. I agree 100%. Tess Labella, woo, baby. She's loving what you just did there, actually, that little tease there. Bernadette says, wow, great rendition. Tess says it too. Louise, what a voice. Kathleen Walker says, enjoying this. She's in New York City. Tess says, wow again. More coming in, my friend. Juanita says, wowee. So you got wow, and you got wowee.
All of those things together.
Today's word on Sesame Street is wow. Luke, always love your work, and that's Bernadette. Such a professional. Absolutely. We love professionals. Kathy in Cleveland, claps and hearts. Thank you and lovely from Tina. Willie in Holland says claps, and she's even got some snowflakes in there. Kathleen in New York City, really nice. Linda Odell in Florida, St. Augustine says absolutely beautiful. Kathy Short claps. And Ann Wozniak, love the arrangement as well. Really incredible. All we need to hear from is Merlin, who's in Ontario, Canada too. She'll love this when she tunes in. Tina says, one of my favorites too. Linda Ronstadt recorded an awesome rendition of Ooh Baby Baby as well. That's true, right?
Yeah. You got to hear, check out my album. Shout out for Green Hill for working on that album with me. It's called Songs of Smokey, reimagining the music of Smokey Robinson. And there's actually a music video that I did as well with my band for Ooh Baby Baby. It's more of like neo soul version. And Smokey Robinson, believe it or not, they told me when I was recording this, they said, look, Smokey Robinson's like involved with the company, the publishing company that's hiring you to do this record. Is the parent company of Green Hill, and they're just like, Smokey might hear this record and he might have to give it his stamp of approval before we release it. No pressure. I was just like, oh, what? So nervous, waiting to hear what he would possibly think of it. And he ended up shouting it out on his social media channels. He's like, hey, everyone, to his like millions of like Facebook. I was like, check out this guy's version of this song. I'm like,
did he really do that? Yeah. So that's kudos to you, because sometimes you never know, like when an artist is covered or even when they're on Saturday Night Live being parodied, you never know the reaction.
Exactly. So, but I didn't, some of the songs I stayed fairly true to them. And but some I really reinvented big time, like Ooh Baby Baby. Like I actually put in a whole different like some chord changes that were never even in the original and stuff. Just and sped it up substantially. The original's in 6/8 time signature. I put it into 4/4 and so I was like, oh my God, I hope he doesn't feel like I like ruined his song. But I just didn't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like that was one where it's just like, I don't know how I improve on the perfection, but maybe I could just put my own spin on it and then and the reaction and it's crazy because he posted it on his Facebook page, like my version. So all of his fans they're just advocates of Smokey Robinson, as I am. They're able to judge this thing, against him, and they were so, 99.9% of the comments were just embarrassingly kind and stuff. And there were a few that were like, "Hey, how dare you try to," and that's cool too. Like I was just like, you know what, I don't. I'm with you.
Right.
I'm trying to make it Smokey. I'm not.
You love him too.
I'm just trying to do my own thing on it because I love it and I just want to celebrate Smokey, right? So that's all that was. But
you've met him? Have you met him?
I haven't met him, no. And it's like, it was talked about. I did this thing, Icons of Soul, with Lamont Dozier, who's a good friend of Smokey. He at Motown, Barry Gordy hired Lamont, the Holland Brothers, Smokey, all these great writers. And it was talked about because I like I said, I want to do a series. I did this one-off, Icons of Soul, where I wrote a song with Lamont, but then also talked a lot about his life, because a lot of people don't really know who wrote a lot of those songs. They know the songs, but so we used a lot of footage of his music and his past and stuff, created essentially a documentary. And the theme running through it was writing a song with him. And so you're like a fly on the wall going like, look at this guy play the piano. And this is just amazing. And talking about maybe doing that with Smokey and his management and everything, they were really into it, but he's just so busy. Like he still tours. And so hopefully one of these days, like I can kind of like, you know, get an overwhelming like vote going by social media to go, okay, you gotta write a song with this guy. You gotta do Icons of Soul with this guy, McMaster.
Could you imagine doing a collaboration and or duet with somebody like a Smokey? Wow. You'd be really pinching yourself then, huh?
I mean, I already was. I mean, I'm so thankful that I even like just that he listened to something that I did is just really wild to me. I don't know. I'm very I'm not super starstruck with like kind of current artists, but when meeting people that just to me are part of the fabric and the foundation of music as we know it, I get like very starstruck. So that would be
absolutely. Who are, in addition to Smokey Robinson, who are some of the people and what are some of the things that some of the people that inspire you along the way? Like you said, Smokey Robinson. Who else are some of those folks that really inspire you?
Well, Stevie Wonder. I get really emotional whenever I even think about that. He to me is just, Songs in the Key of Life just completely changed my life. Yeah, Smokey, Stevie, you know, unfortunately some artists that are no longer with us, like, you know, Sam Cooke, Marvin Gaye. I'm huge, you know, like,
sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting till the evening comes, watching ships roll in, then I watch them roll away again. Oh, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Oh, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time.
You know, Otis, man. Like if I could spend like 5 minutes with them. But, you know, so just those are some huge influences on me. There's also a guy I also got to meet, and we started an episode of Icons with him. We did a little trailer with them. Felix Cavalieri, who to me is like the king of Blue-Eyed Soul. We wrote a song and got a little footage which you can check out on Club Soul as well. But yeah, just he's good loving and you know,
grooving on a Sunday afternoon. Whoa, doing anything we'd like to do. Can't imagine anything that's better. World is ours whenever we're together. Ain't a place I'd like to be instead of grooving.
You know, just it's like you can't write it.
Yeah, these are automatic. Absolutely, good choices there too. Do you have another one of your own that you want to share with us too?
Another song of my own? Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
I mean, I guess we're heading into Christmas, and
yeah,
it's crazy to say this, but I have 4 Christmas albums, believe it or not. I never thought I'd ever say I have like 4 Christmas albums, but I do. And last year, I did something that doesn't happen very often. I recorded an album that's all original, 100% original, top to bottom.
What was that like for you?
It was weird. You know, part of the impetus of it is my buddy Aaron and I kept writing songs. Whenever we would write a Christmas song, it would end up in some kind of movie, like a lot of Hallmark movies. We got this connection that works on a lot of Hallmark movies, and she just fell in love with our songwriting. In fact, just this weekend there was a Hallmark movie on, and one of my songs came on, and my wife's like, "What? That's
And more than likely, my friend Paul Green was probably in it, who's from Canada, the actor.
Oh, yeah, I bet he's been in one. So which is I love, because again, we're a very cheesy, like Christmas crazy family, very like
We are
sentimental.
too.
And
Yeah.
so I became a bit of a hero in my family, because they all watch these Hallmark movies and stuff. So and yeah, so we had all these original songs, and we almost were going to call this album the Hallmark album, because like literally almost every song on this album has been in a Hallmark movie, which I absolutely love. Like, it's been so fun doing that. But it's called My Favorite Time of Year, and one of the songs on it that unexpectedly just it almost went viral because of how powerful it was affecting people, called The Christmas Prayer. And it was a song I told you about earlier that I co-wrote with my buddy Aaron and Jim Brickman. And I got this keyboard here, and I want to keep things very light and very what do you call it? A lot of levity, but Christmas time can also be a tough time for people that are dealing with the loss of a loved one, or being apart from people that they're close to. And
especially this year. Yeah.
So I felt like just honored to be on your show. I truly am. And I just thought I should maybe do this one song that just kind of has a bit of that message, and send it out to anyone out there that's dealing with that kind of stuff, and hopefully connect with it. So yeah.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Before you do that, I wanted to show you something. You know how you have this, the folks at Green Hill did this really, and they do beautiful covers on all the albums for the artists. Their team is very talented. So you're stretched out on that really fancy couch on the right there for that shot, which I think is really, really a cool look. You look so comfortable. You're in your suit, very classy shot. I did something a little similar, but I'm flipped around on the other side, and you in that shot, which is really cool, like you were describing, it's almost like you've accomplished it. You've done with the session, the recording session. You're happy. Everything is cool. You've done your task. Now you can cool out and relax and take the shoes off and everything. Similar situation for me. And while you were playing, I was digging through real quick to find this. This was when I was Master of Ceremonies at a concert in Manhattan in New York at the National Arts Club. Again, I think we might be cousins with this McMaster situation.
I'm thinking.
So there's a thing about, feeling relieved if you've done a day's. Now I'm actually mimicking that gold Indian doll that's there in front of me on that coffee table. I'm sort of mimicking. So when I saw the cover, I said, I got it's a McMaster. We're just casual guys. We're laid back, literally, figuratively, literally. I had to find that.
It was only a matter of time before you and I were going to hook up, man.
See, that's it.
Stars. That's a good shot. I love that. You look really comfortable.
That was something. That's not something you usually do or get away with at the National Arts Club of all places. But they said, okay, you could do it for the shot. So we did. It was cool. Really cool.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one just, lounges on a couch. I'm going to work hard today, and I'm just going to lounge on this couch and get my picture taken.
Right. Exactly. The audience, of course, loving all this. They're really, the comments on the music and our chat are incredible. I'm just seeing it all as we're chatting. They're loving this. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, everybody. You guys are the best, from all around the world too, everybody. Good stuff. It's holiday time. We got to look for the positive on the, got to look at the positive, and I keep saying, I hope we rise from the ashes of everything we've been dealing with, kinder and more empathetic and less divisive and more collaborative and creative, and that we listen to each other, because before we had all of this happen, and I mentioned this a couple of nights ago with a couple of guests, we had a good conversation about it. I think we were sort of going in a direction where we were already social distancing before we had to, because we had our heads stuck in the cell phones, everybody's stuck on social media, and people are not communicating and not hearing each other. And everybody is extreme over here, extreme over there, and fighting and only surrounding themselves with the message that they want to hear. And then people would say things like, well, where's all the nice people? Where's all the civility, the respect? Where'd that all go? And now that we had this sort of meeting of the minds, I think what happened was there was a sort of a grouping together of the divine, the earth, and Mother Nature that sort of paused everything in March and said, we don't really like what you're doing to each other and what you're doing to the planet. So we're going to throw in a pause, and it's going to be big, and it's going to evolve global, and it's going to involve health and money and civil rights, and and politics, and we're going to throw it all at you in 1 year, and it's going to be the year that starts the decade that usually is a hopeful year, and we're going to throw in some natural weather disasters. We're going to throw it all and see what you can make of it. Will we see the worst of the worst from humans, or will we see the best? And we've sort of seen a little of each other, but I do think that there's a lot of people out there that are pausing, and they're looking at their lives, they're looking at their careers, they're looking at the things that they haven't done that they've always wanted to do. They're looking at their relationships, they're looking at everything right now, and pausing and creating and getting entrepreneurial and almost going back to simpler roots and the basics, and sort of getting the priorities in line and craving kindness and friendliness and empathy and all the things that really matter in life, so we can get through this existence, which is a short existence, together, right?
Absolutely. No, it's so true. It's yeah, you have to, I think in any situation, you really have to try and find some kind of positives in it, or life can become really tough. And it's okay to feel down sometimes. It's okay to commiserate with people and go, man, this really sucks. Like, I think that's okay. But then hopefully by the end of that commiserating, you're going, okay, but here's a positive. Exactly what you just said. It's really tough to see parents in playgrounds with kids, and they're paying more attention to their phones than they are to their kids, right?
And the kids, right.
I've been guilty of that before too, where I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, I'm here on a beautiful day with my kids, and I'm like checking my emails. Like, okay, put it down for a little while. The world's become so competitive. So, it's just like, you gotta succeed. And sometimes I think it goes too far, where you're just like, it funnels you into that phone where you always feel like you're missing out on something.
Right.
I'm going to quote a great song, but Christmas present, like living,
yes,
just learning to live in the moment. It's one of the biggest, cliches of all time, but I've said it so many times, even this past weekend, where I'm just like, we got to live one day at a time. We have to really live in the moment, and just keep reminding ourselves that we've got these two sweet little kids. We have our health, we have all these things, and how can we help some other people? Like I said, my wife is a trainer. I'm going to shout her out really quickly. Just go to trainwithtracy.ca, and she's put together this beautiful workout program. Mostly for moms, but it's for anybody, and for all ages. Everything's modified, and she does 6 brand new workouts every week, and it's just so fresh. And it's just because people can't go to gyms right now, and she was just like, I got to put together this program that anybody can do anytime, and just dedicating time to that. And then she's just really she's so available to anybody that wants to kind of get healthy and stuff, and just almost becomes like a counselor at times, because he really cares about people. And the same thing with what I do with my music. I always try to remind myself, I'm like, I'm so lucky, because I get the chance to hopefully help someone have maybe a little bit better of a day. And again, it's right. There's a selfishness to it, because when I read a comment, like some of the comments that your beautiful levities, yeah, are saying, like, it's really sweet of them to say that. It puts a smile on your face, Jim. It puts a smile on my face. It's nice to know that people are kind of sharing this common love that we have. So
right, exactly. So when you go grab for a donut, what does your wife do?
She actually, we, we have a lot of cheat days. Like she's not about depriving at all.
Yeah.
She's very much like, let's have nachos for dinner tonight. But it's just, it's staying active however you can. And
it really is.
I'm lucky because, all kidding aside, like my voice has gotten better from her training me. Like from her, like she's like, okay, well, I'm going to put you on a program. I can't have you not like doing my program. And I'm like, okay, great. And I start feeling better. But then I'm like, I think I can sing better too. Like my breath is more like,
and, breathing from the diaphragm deeper, and it's all very important, right?
It's like, you're going on tour. She'll do a program for me that you don't need, like on Train with Tracy. Like she'll have stuff that you don't even need weights for, so you can do them anywhere, and stuff like that I think is important. But yeah, like, I don't know. Like I think music, I think entertainment, I think conversations like this are very cathartic. And I learned that more and more as the years went on. When I first was doing music, I was getting on stage, feeling nervous, just like, I want to impress everybody. I want to show everybody what I can do. And over the years, I just kept melting away to a point where there's still some element of that, but not a lot. A lot of it is just like, wow, what a beautiful audience this is tonight. And wow, I just love feeling your energy. And I love just this moment that we're sharing together, and I'm getting as much out of this as you are. And the closer I got to that mindset, the more people seem to enjoy my shows, and the more enjoyment I had doing my shows. So I think I'm preaching to the choir here with you, Jim. I know that I can tell that we're
it's a master's McMaster thing.
It is.
That's what it is. And the audience agrees. Spending the evening tonight is very healing. Levity Hall is a very special place. Conversations tonight is wonderful and meaningful. That's from Tess LaBella. Bernadette saying music soothes and music uplifts. Keep us going. Louise says your wife is incredible. And Kathleen Walker, I've always said this is the place for smiles. Kathleen just lost her mother only about 2 months ago. So this is the first Thanksgiving, the first Christmas, and very close to her mom, and her dad's already gone. So she's having a little bit of a tough time here and there. And she's a personal friend, actually. We were on the Rachel Ray show together. Oh, wow. She works for the New York Mets baseball team, Kathleen.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, really, really lovely person. Music heals, and Luke is an amazing singer-songwriter. You have such a great sound. Linda says exactly, living in the moment and making moments count. Very, very important. Mm-hmm. Karen says, who's in Nova Scotia, so proud of our Canadian artists. Jennifer Barry says, Mother Nature is ticked off at us humans. We need to get it together, take care of us, then we take care of the earth. Karen loves your jacket. Tess says, so grateful for you, Mr. Levity. So grateful. Thank you, Tess. I appreciate that. Absolutely, Jim. Pause is the perfect word. Absolutely. Bernadette saying here, all of our Levities. So grateful for online chat, online music, and especially Jim's show and the Levities. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Bernadette. And Kathy says, loving this is right. We need more positivity in the world. Great segue and introduction to your song. More coming in here. Tess, yes, Levity Hall is a special place. Christine in North Carolina, USA, so grateful and thankful for Jim's show and all the virtual shows. The arts help keep us feeling connected, being a part of quality shows. Music is so therapeutic and healing, saving us these months. And Sherry saying, I'm beyond thankful for this show, for Jim, the wonderful guests that come to Levity Hall, but most of all for meeting all the Levities as well. Beautiful words. Thank you, gang. I appreciate that. And I know Luke appreciates it as well. And that's what we're all about here on this entertainment lifestyle talk show series that we created 40 weeks ago, bringing back the lost art of conversation, sprinkled in with entertainment, on location, all the cool, fun things we do. I do have a question with all of this conversation that we're having that I've really been pondering. And it's a question I really need answered. That glass of water that you have, is it a bottomless glass? How does it keep getting refilled?
almost empty.
Oh, it's good.
And it is water. It may have something else in it later tonight.
It may have. We had an illusionist and medium on a couple of months ago.
Oh,
Great
cool.
show, really, really cool. And he had this cup. And we were on for a while. It was a really good conversation, and he was doing illusion and different things. And this cup had no bottom to it. I'm like, is there a dwarf, or is there something over there hiding beneath the desk that we don't see that's pouring more liquid into your cup? How is that cup constantly being refilled? And he said, it's all an illusion, Jim. It's all an illusion.
Of course.
It sure is, isn't it? So
I'm just drinking very slowly. I think that's the illusion.
Louise has a great line. Boy, she beat me to the punch. Usually I'm the quick guy here, but she goes, Luke's glass is always half full. LOL. Cool. She wins the prize tonight.
You missed your calling.
That's you missed her calling. So the song you're going to sprinkle our way again, Luke?
Yeah, it's an album I released last Christmas called My Favorite Time of Year, because it really is my favorite time of year. But like I said, it's I think most people's favorite time of year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, but it can be tough. So I want to dedicate this song to people like Kathleen and Louise and anyone that's dealing with loss this year. I want to dedicate this song to you guys. It's called The Christmas Prayer.
Perfect. All right. Luke McMaster.
It was snowy Christmas evening. Kids are tucked in tight and dreaming. The world outside was celebrating. I was feeling sorry for myself. The Christmas cards lay on the table. I knew I should be feeling grateful. Presents underneath the tree, one less stocking by the chimney, and hope somehow I could get some rest. And when I went upstairs that night, saw a light peeking through the door. There she was, my little girl, by her bed, kneeling on the floor. She put her hands together and bowed her head in grace. And listen close, it's when I heard her say, I pray for love, I pray for peace, I pray that everybody has enough to eat. I pray for joy in all my friends. I pray the broken hearted find the smiles once again. Most of all, dear God, it's this I pray. Take care of mommy up in heaven every day. I thought of every single blessing, faith that I'd been second guessing, and all the gifts I couldn't see my little girl had shown me. The beauty of God's love, that holy night. And when I finally went to bed, it was stuck inside my head. I could still hear every word that my little girl had said. So I put my hands together and bowed my head in praise. I closed my eyes and I began to pray. I pray for love, for joy and all my friends. I pray the broken hearted find the smile once again. Most of all, dear God, it's this I pray. Take care of my love up in heaven every day. And when I heard her Christmas prayer, I finally realized the love of all of those we've lost lives on in every child. I pray for love, I pray for peace, I pray that everybody has enough to eat. I pray for joy and all my friends. Pray the broken hearted find the smiles once again. Most of all, dear God, it's this I pray. Take care of mommy up in heaven every day. Most of all, dear God, it's this I pray. Take care of mommy up in heaven every day.
That is really absolutely beautiful, my friend. That is some song. I know, huh? That's even when you're performing it yourself, it's quite a knockout, isn't it?
Well, you can tell. Yeah, you know, it's that one's tough to get through sometimes. It's sometimes I actually have to stop playing for a second. Like, what? I lose track of what the chords are because I'm so invested in the song. And there's a line in there that's so powerful in my mind. I came home from the hospital. I don't want to get too deep into the details, but we were, you know, someone was near the end, and someone really close to me, and I was obviously very, very upset. And my daughter walked up to me and she said, "Daddy, you're so sad. I've never seen you crying like this." And she's like, "It's okay, you know, he's up in heaven now, and God's taking care of him." And she had a smile on her face, and she said, "So he's going to be okay. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to be so sad." And seeing it through the eyes of a child like that, just it really it really saved me in that moment. And you know, it's quoted directly in that song, you know. And I talk about you know, this whole story arc of this father that's just having this really tough time, and he just goes upstairs. They're on hard times, and he just sees this little girl, even though she's just lost her mother, you know, praying and not praying for herself. She's praying for love and joy, and that the brokenhearted find their smiles again, all that kind of stuff. Like it just, you know, thanks again to Jim Brickman for writing that song with me, and my good friend Aaron Chatterbeatty, because it's a song I think I'll probably be playing for the rest of my life. You know.
Yeah. What's the response? I mean, I'll show you our response in just a second, but from the loveties and our fabulous viewers around the world who we love so much on our show here every day, but what's some of the commentary and response that you've had from people who've heard that song, who've had, I mean, we've all definitely experienced loss in our lives, family, friends, coworkers, and there's certainly a lot of loss going on right now around the world. But that song has a lot of deep meaning and a lot of depth and warmth to it. It's one of those songs. It isn't definitely a one-hit wonder type song. When you hear a song like that, I would imagine people either write letters or they comment online, or you've seen them at concerts where they open up and like you say, they pour their heart out to you because that song triggered memories and emotions that perhaps they weren't able to tap into or even go there until they heard that song.
That's a really good point, Jim. Like I had a lot of people that said the first time I played it, it was, I can't remember where we were exactly, but it was with Jim. And we had just written the song not that long ago, and we were like, okay, well, let's put it in the set and just try it out. And there's so many people that were crying.
Yeah.
And so Jim was like, oh man, we were both like, oh, I don't know. Should we be doing this song? Is this going to just be upsetting people? I mean, that's not the spirit of this. Was the tour was called The Celebration of Christmas. So we're just like, but so we taught, I always go out afterwards and meet people at the booth outside in the gallery of the theaters. And I just asked people, but I didn't even need to ask them because they just started coming up to me and going, I really needed that. I actually remember, I remember seeing you crying. I'm sorry if that was upsetting. I know we're all dealing with these different things. And they're like, no, I needed that. I just hadn't really had a good kind of cry. And I got a deluge of comments and letters and emails and stuff from people. And it was always positive. It was always just like, it was very emotional listening to that song, but it helped me in this way or whatever. And I got to tell you, like, I've never hugged more people than I did on that tour when we were doing the Christmas prayer. Like so many people, because I just had to. I would just walk around. We were at this booth, Tracy Silverman and Ann Cochran and I, we'd be there signing CDs and talking to people. And I'd literally just walk around. I gotta give you a hug right now because the stories that I heard really affected me. So, and it wasn't like I wasn't going to bed at night feeling all downhearted. I was like, almost spiritual thing where just like, wow, like, I can't believe that person just shared that with me. And I guess when you don't feel so alone in the world, and you don't feel like you're the only one that's dealing with that kind of stuff, like I said, commiserating in a way with people, it can be very powerful and can really. So I think it's what being a human being is all about, really, just like being there for each other. Like, Bill Withers used to say, lean on me, right? Like when you're not strong, to quote another soul icon. So.
That's exactly right, my friend. You nailed it right on the head. And I agree 110%. When people do write letters and they come up to you and they share they feel so comfortable and there's a trust there that they just feel as though, you understand them and you got them through whatever it is that, any of us in any sort of creative capacity have the ability and the blessing, of course, to be able to do. We worked hard to do these things and to get to the different levels that we're at. The gravy is that, like what you just said, those reaction, the feedback. Then you sit back and you say, this is why I do what I do. This fills me when I hear other people are lifted, inspired, and filled. So they're being filled by what I'm doing, what you're doing, and I'm being filled because they're filled. What a beautiful, cyclical, symbiotic relationship that is, right?
Absolutely. No, it's really true. And I think it is, whether you or I knew it getting into the entertainment world, I'm just seeing this comment now, but it is a big reason why, I think, whether we knew it or not getting into it. Like I said, when I first got into music, like it might have been, first and foremost, I loved music, but I was also like, oh, I want to show people what I can do, like all that kind of stuff. But then you just eventually come to the realization, it's like, no, this can be about something that's a little deeper than that. And it'll sustain for a longer career too. I think if you find a way to do it for those reasons, as opposed to just strictly the self-serving. Obviously, we all want to make a living. Obviously, we all want to be successful at what we're doing. But if you can be successful and help people at the same time, I mean, it's just like, to me, like that's like winning the lottery.
Absolutely. I agree. I just want to show you a few things here.
I was down some beautiful comments, man.
I was going to say, it's Bernadette saying Luke is definitely a levity type of person, such a good heart as well as talented beyond measure. Juanita in South Africa, definitely an extra levity vibe in the air tonight. Must be almost Christmas. Absolutely. And of course, all things Luke McMaster. Go to lukemcmaster.com. Our friend Anita as well.
Yes.
Bernadette says, thanks. Lost mother last year and dad died years ago. Prayers and hugs for all of us missing loved ones, which this time of the year, there are all of us. We all have people in our lives that this time of the year we'd be thinking about them or hearing from them or visiting them or getting that card or whatever it is. And we think about them. How blessed we are to listen to you play for us. Thank you so much for sharing your special talents. Tess LaBella, Linda Odell in Florida. All the Lovities are special, loving kind of people. So glad to have met all of you. Feels like home, like Loveity family. Definitely, really, it's just been something that has just developed and definitely a blessing, Tess. Such a beautiful song from Karen in Nova Scotia. So beautiful, Luke. Thank you for sharing it with us. Definitely a Loveity song. I agree, gang. I agree. And Dawn is here. She's our guest on Wednesday. We're excited to have her here on Wednesday. She's going to be debuting a Christmas treat for us as well. Good to see you, Dawn. Welcome to the Jim Master Show Live. One guest that's on now, meeting the guest that's on Wednesday.
Nice to kind of meet you here. This is great.
One big happy family on the Jim Master Show Live. Linda says, love this Christmas prayer song, Luke, and thank you. Renee in Iowa, beautiful song. And again, Kathy Short says, such beautiful words and so meaningful. Kathleen, thank you, Luke. Absolutely beautiful. And that made Kathleen smile under the circumstances too. Tina, truly beautiful. The song and singing as well. Karen, thank you for sharing the beautiful song with us. Luke, Bernadette, this is bringing tears to my eyes and a smile to my heart. Thank you, Luke.
That's a perfect way to put it. Thank you. I love the way that is.
It's captured all the essence of just about everything that you were thinking about and aiming for and putting it together. Absolutely. Juanita, late into the hour in South Africa. She's a real Loveity, always with us. What a lovely song. Definitely fitting for Christmas 2020 as well. Yeah, that could be like an anthem type song summarizing this particular year. Ann Wozniak, another wonderful viewer, Loveity. Thank you, Luke and Jim, for sharing this amazing evening of music conversation with us. Merry Christmas, wonderful New Year, such beautiful, meaningful music. Sherry, claps and hearts from Sherry Schoenline. Dawn saying bravo. Louise saying tear-jerking song, beautiful. Linda saying God has truly blessed you. Luke with a beautiful voice. Oh, and Sherry, you're going to melt in your chair in a second. Agree. Get the Kleenex, stat, or a bottle of wine, one or the other or both. Yeah. Agree with you, Linda. Definitely a God-given gift. Luke, how touching. Thank you for sharing. Luke, thank you for sharing that. We only have the best people on our show, viewers and guests and your host. It's a whole trifecta of goodness here. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. From Sherry, thank you for heartfelt stories. Definitely hits home for me. Thank you for writing and singing this special song. Louise says, songs do have a way of bringing comfort. Love that song. Also, Lean on Me by Bill Withers, another beautiful one as well. The Circle of Love and Loveity here on the show. Karen says, lost my mom in 97. But I miss her just as much, if not more, each year. Love that song so much. And Renee says, thank you for sharing your music with us. Luke, smiles from Dawn, who we're going to be welcoming on our show. Another brilliant artist on Wednesday. We're all excited about that.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Now I'm a Loveity. It's official.
Yeah, that's it. There's no turning back. A Loveity is a great thing to be. And again, it just happens. I was saying the show back, I think it was July or August. I was saying the show is about light, love, and levity. I said it too fast and stumbled on the word. And I think I combined love and levity. And all of a sudden Levity came, and everybody, I think the guest was Ann Hampton Calloway, the brilliant singer. And she's like, oh, I go out. And she started singing Levity. And the viewers say, we're Levities. Jim and our Levity family have been a blessing this year. I'm so happy to have found them. Well, we're very happy that you have found us, and we have found you as well. A masterful evening, as I wrote before, a really beautiful, Levity kind of night, great conversation, Luke, lovely music, all felt in our hearts. Do you have another one, whether it's a Christmas song or anything that you wanted to share with us so people get even more of a flavor for your expertise, my friend?
I could say all night.
Put a pot of coffee on, right?
That's the problem when you play a couple instruments. You don't run out of songs as fast.
I know.
Well, it might be kind of fun to do the song that turn myself up here that got me back into the game. Song that really got me back into doing music. It started out as I love all these comments, by the way. This is so cool. I love it. You are slick, man. This show, like, I just love that. You see the comments. I usually have to kind of, after the shows and stuff, like or the live things, like I'll read through and chat with people, but just being able to see it all pop up, you have a way of, like, it feels really interactive. I really love what you're doing.
The show is really a reflection of my personality. And that's what I love about this, because with this show, even versus other things that I do and have done in television and radio in my career with other stations and networks and other different things, the buck stops here. So the look of the show, the feel of the show, the sound of the show, the people that are on the show, the whole flow, whatever we do, whatever we say, whatever the heck happens, the whole thing is it's structured and it's formatted, yet it's very ad lib and free flowing and conversational, which my personality tends to be. You can throw me out there with no net and an empty paper bag, and we will make something out of it with the ad libbing conversational way that I really love doing. I love being thrown out there and just making magic, making something happen, even without the net underneath. And yeah, it's just a labor of love, and calling all the shots and producing it as well as hosting it and building it up and doing it in the 40 weeks that we've done it, with over 200 plus episodes, 7 days a week, sometimes 2 shows a day. And then I've got my professional career in TV and radio. It's like
you don't get a lot of sleep, I don't think.
It's I think
I don't feel you wear a lot of hats, and then, like, I've on a much smaller scale, like, just turned my whole, what was started out as a recording studio. I'm lucky because I got a house with a big basement, and I was able to build, we were able to build her a gym, and me what started out as a recording studio, but now it's a recording/TV studio in a sense, because
yes,
I just didn't want to stop performing, and I wanted to make sure, same as you, like, to the best of my abilities. I'm no Jim Masters, but I just trying to make it as smooth of an experience as I can. But I was thinking about what song to do, and I want to. The Christmas Prayer, like I said, it's on my album, My Favorite Time of Year, and there's another song on there that has a great line. I wrote this song with a girl named, 2 of my dearest friends, Greg Johnston, a Toronto writer, and then an LA writer named Simon. Blanking on her last name. It'll come to me by the end of the show. Anyway, Simon. And
you can text me at 2 a.m. and then I'll tell everybody tomorrow.
She's like a very famous songwriter too. But that's okay. It'll come to me later, and I'll never live it down. But that's fine. No, she is in the spirit giving, reminiscing, and forgiving. Isn't that the Christmas dream? And this song is called Christmas Dream. It's a very appropriate song. And the other thing too, Jim, because this is a kind of a Christmas themed song or episode and song, I brought my sleigh bell.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Doesn't that make you feel like Christmas right there?
That's right.
I do a lot of stuff. The other thing with this pandemic is I've learned how to the double-edged sword of learning how to use a loop pedal. So I do a lot of stuff with a loop pedal, and I've had a lot of fun with it actually. But what's cool is I can play some sleigh bells and get them playing, and then do a song for you guys with sleigh. But we got to do one song with sleigh bell, right?
Absolutely. Do you guys have snow there? We got hit with like a 15-inch snowstorm here in the northeastern United States, and it snowed a little bit yesterday. And we haven't had. Now we're in the Northeast here, and we usually would be getting snow. I'd say the last 2 to 3 years, we've hardly had any snow. Chicago, the Midwest, they've been buried with polar vortexes and all that other stuff. But about a week ago, we got a good 15 inches of snow that came out of nowhere, and hopefully it'll stay for a white Christmas. You guys have snow where you are there in Ontario?
Yeah,
you guys invented it, and you send the rest down to us.
We've had so little snow the last few years. But when everything locked down, what do you do with your kids? I can't take them anywhere. So it snowed the other day, and I'm like, wait a second, let's dust off the toboggan and let's dust off the sled. And I took them. There's some hills close to me, luckily, like that you can just walk up. And if you check, I'll repost it. But I posted like where my wife and I were like pulling these girls on this sled, and we had so much fun. It was a totally stereotypical Christmas day. We took them sledding, and then we brought them home, and like we were like decorating like shortbread cookies and just watching. It was really fun. But now the snow.
That does sound like a Hallmark movie.
It was a Hallmark movie, and we built a snowman. But the next day, the snowman melted, and it was just
like Frosty the Snowman in the greenhouse. Well, a lot of people were saying that's the snow, especially when it came here. It put them in. It brought them back to their childhood. Again, it was another constant in life. Here's this beautiful white snow. It's coating everything pure white. You can, play in the snow. It makes you think of Christmas. It's sort of a blanket covering things, and everybody was very happy. Usually people, the snow, I got to drive, and everybody was happy. Everybody was, and the roads are pretty good because a lot of people are home or working from home. And the other thing too, and somebody mentioned this, one of the guests the other night, they said, usually people always complain when the stores put the Christmas stuff out before Halloween hits, in September and early October, the Christmas stuff is starting to come out, the decorations and all this year, a lot of people were like, bring it on. We don't mind it being early, and we don't want it to even end. They want Christmas extended into sort of cover over some of 2021, at least the Christmas love and the Christmas spirit, which I think is a cool thing.
Yeah, we were devastated. It was like the snowman melted, and then like it was just like, okay, well now what do we do? I mean, because it's kind of soggy out now, so it's hard to take them outside to play. So I'm just praying for more snow.
Yes.
I was even happy to shovel my walk. I was just like, this is kind of fun.
It was exciting, right? All right, here come those sleigh bells, everybody. Just what the doctor ordered.
Gotta find my tempo here. Do my best. Two, three.
All of the lights shining, feels like the stars are smiling down. I see the shadows of the trees. You leave it snowing, even the lake is frozen. I haven't seen it since last year. It's the sweetest feeling, it's the joy of being underneath the mistletoe. I only get this feeling when I'm coming home at Christmas time with you. Christmas time. Sitting beside the fire, all feeling so inspired. Don't we have everything we need? Isn't the spirit giving, reminiscing and forgiving? Isn't that the Christmas dream? It's the sweetest feeling. It's the joy of being happy with your heart aglow. I only get this feeling when I'm coming home at Christmas time with you. Christmas time. It's the sweetest feeling. It's the joy of being happy with your heart aglow. I only get this feeling when I'm coming home at Christmas time. At Christmas time with you. Christmas time.
That is really nice. That is really nice. It just puts you in a really good spirited mood, you know?
Sleigh bells. It's just the sleigh bells.
It's those sleigh bells. It's always the sleigh bells and my hot chocolate and my may your days be merry and bright mug. I mean, we got it going, McMaster.
Love it.
Levity, absolutely. And all these comments coming in here. What I like too, and I like to watch the guests when they're doing their thing. I'm an observer of people and of life, like I know you are, and you soak it all in. You really are all in when you're doing it, right? You're feeling the song. You're not just spouting it out and playing it because you're, on air or anything. You're really soaking it all up, and you're totally feeling.
That's a big compliment, to be honest with you. That is a big compliment, because that's my goal as an artist, right? Like to get to a point where, there's some of my favorite singers, like I said, Al Green, Smokey, some maybe newer soul singers that I really love, like Ray LaMontagne or Amos Lee. That's what I get from them. I just watch them and I'm just like, I just don't think you're thinking right now. You're feeling. And I got to, like I said, I spent a lot of time with Lamont Dozier, who, like I said, if you check out my album, Icons of Soul, we wrote a song together about his life called My Life is a Song. And it kind of walks through, it's a total Motown song. Like he came up with this whole bass line for it. And it just was such an experience. But we were hanging out with him and we were in a hotel lobby and he would just start singing. He'd be like, and he just start singing. And people are like, what the? And he didn't care. He did not care what anyone thought. He was just like, I'm feeling it. That's what I feel. Great. And it was just like so inspiring to be around someone like that. And so that's a big compliment. Like there's still moments where I come out and you're on a stage and you hear something or you get distracted, but I'm definitely, as I continue through my career, I definitely have more and more moments of, like, even just in that song, you kind of get lost in the song a little bit and lost in the moment. And it's just, and it's cathartic for me. It really is. I'm addicted to it. Like I'll walk away from this interview with you, Jim, and I'm doing these songs for you and your beautiful guests. And I will absolutely be in a much better mood than before. Not that I was in a bad mood, but I'll just go upstairs and I'll just be like, I feel great. So
it's amazing you say that, and I really appreciate that, because I soak that in when people say that. I think every single person who has come on this show from all walks of life, not all of them are performers or actors or singers, just all the different backgrounds, they say that same thing, and they're like, when can I come back on? If somebody is sick or somebody has to bail out last minute, call me. I want to pop back on. I want to feel this way. I had a couple of artists, especially earlier in the year, where they were really down in the dumps because everything, like you were saying, it was supposed to be a really good, solid year. All these bookings, all these events, and all these things that were ready to go and worked so hard to, make it happen. And then boom, March comes and everything comes to a total stop. And some going into like, and you touched upon it a little bit earlier, and I was hearing it when you were saying how the lack of not being able to perform, even like the online stuff is great, but it's still, there's a little bit of that wall between you and the stage and the faces that are right there and the meets and greets and like the hugs and all the things that are part of what are the result of the creative process that you're involved in. And there is a lot of artists, a lot of people just in general, but especially those who are performers, even now they're like, okay, I've been doing Zoom and other things for 7-8 months now, and it's okay. And I've learned how to do it, and I can press enter and I know how to, but like, I'm good with that now. Now I want to get back out there, and now I got to be filled. I got to hear the roar of the crowd. I got to see the faces. I got to have it coming back at me. And that's a big, big thing, right? It's, have you've been feeling a little of that yourself along the way?
Absolutely. I vacillate a little bit between like the fact that I'm very thankful that we have this technology, because we didn't have it back in the day, and just to be able to stay in contact with my friends and my fans and my soul lovers, as I like to call them. And I'll still be doing and utilizing a lot of what I've learned as far as how to do a live stream and effectively and connect with people. Even when I go back out on tour, I'm sure I will still keep doing a lot of live streaming. I'm really thankful and feel blessed for that. But think about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, around 3 weeks ago, I was asked to do a live performance at a theater in North Bay, which is a few hours north of Toronto. They're a green zone. There's been very, 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 very few cases of COVID up there, and they had a 900 seat theater. They were only allowed to have around 50 people in the theater, completely bubbled. There were shields put up on the front of the stage, these clear shields and stuff. Everyone in masks. It was very, very, very safely done. But I went, and with my bass player Calvin, we went up there and we did a set of Christmas tunes, kind of like what I'm doing for you guys today. And sitting at that real baby grand piano, feeling the air move with a live audience. Yeah, it's special for sure. It's definitely something that I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss it.
You'd be happy to return to, and fingers crossed that, that'll be happening soon at some point in 2021. But then again, at least like you said, at least these opportunities and these things are here and available for us to connect. Like right now, there's an international audience we have watching us and commenting and experiencing the ride, the levity, as we all are. And I think that's just really a cool thing.
Absolutely.
What kind of music do you like to listen to, Luke? What, if we were looking at your CD player or your iPod or whatever it may be, what would be out there that some of the music you like to listen to?
Well, like I said, some of my favorite artists are like newer artists would be, I'm a Ray LaMontagne fanatic. I just think he is a modern day like icon of a soul singer. And Amos Lee, John Mayer. But there's there's tons of great artists like Adele, and there's a lot of Sam Smith, artists like that I think are great. I really definitely gravitate towards more of the soul stuff.
Yeah.
But I like Taylor Swift, man. My daughter loves Taylor Swift, and it's funny. I did a cover of Delicate on one of my live streams, and I ended up recording it for for Green Hill, and they're going to release it, I think next year sometime. But it's a beautiful song. I just did my own kind of soul arrangement of it, and I love my daughter like this. I'm just like, wow, I never really realized this is really good stuff on some of these Taylor Swift records. But then like I still feel like I'm still in school as far as like the iconic music that I still like haven't listened to or haven't learned. There's still Stevie Wonder songs that I don't know all the chord changes to. And there's still like, Otis Redding songs that I'm discovering, and just, so I tend to spend a lot of time going through older records. I listen to a lot of older music because there's so much out there that I still, until I get through it all, which could take me the rest of my life. Like it's hard for me to spend a ton of time listening to, current music as much as I maybe should. But luckily I have a couple of daughters that, I get in the car with them and they're like, okay, I guess we're going to listen to some Katy Perry today, but that's okay too.
That's it. And when you're listening, what are you listening for? You're listening to, the transitions, what instruments are being used, how the melody's been put together. And
it's funny. I'm sure you don't watch. You may sometimes, maybe not, but
I know what you're going to say.
Go back in time and watch a movie or a TV show the way you did before you knew all the
how
tricks.
It all worked, and the camera angles, and I'll be commenting during shows, like especially if it's live. It could be sports, it could be music, it could be anything, and I'll actually be teaching a lesson to the family and friends. Are like, now, do you know why they pulled back that camera and they did a fast pan, or where they used the jib camera, which is the camera up on the the big pedestal that swoops down to get those beautiful angles and all of that, or they're using a drone now to get that gorgeous shot of the ocean, and they'll be like, no, Jim, tell us. So I'm always like observing and looking at the different nuances, and you can actually see, sometimes you can actually see mistakes. You can see where something, like, for example, if you're watching a half-hour show and it's an edited show, where, I mean, I've actually seen, legendary movies where, and I think there's YouTube videos where there's people who've taken the time, I don't know how they have all the time, but where they've picked out bloopers and or mistakes in movies and shows, where, for example, they have the cup here, and then the next shot is supposed to be where the cup is still in my hand, but then suddenly my hand is like this and the cup disappeared. We're like, wait a minute, it's the same shot. I'm still having the same conversation with Luke. Nothing changed. How come the cup disappeared? In major,
where there's a Starbucks coffee cup in there's like an infamous scene where it went viral, and they're just like, there's a Starbucks coffee in Game of Thrones. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, right. It used to be a few years back that, I think in movies too, but on television shows, if you look at a lot of the older television shows, you would never see brand name products. The shows from the 50s and the 60s and even the 70s, like the Brady Bunch and all of those shows, it would be like Ajax, not even Ajax. It would be like, Acme soap powder, or, Acme cereal or whatever. You'd never see the real brand name. They would never allow brand names to be in. They'd have it blacked off or whatever. It wasn't until later when, I think, not Seinfeld, but he used it really, really well. Product placement. So whenever he opened in a conversation with George Costanza, whoever, he opens up to grab cereal, and you see all these brands in his cabinet, and they suddenly, there's a way to make money. Product placement.
Absolutely. No, it's so interesting. They have that on Amazon, actually. We have Amazon Prime. I think you guys
yeah. Amazon Prime is huge. Everything's going on there now.
And then the TV, they have these functions, and I think I was watching an episode. I noticed, I went down memory lane, Beverly Hillbillies. I was like, I got to check out a couple episodes of the Beverly, because I grew up on that.
Yes.
Love with Ellie Mae Clampett. Like, I was just in love with this girl. And her critters and all that. But they have these functions where you can click on it and it will tell you the mistake that was in the scene. a blooper, or they'll be like, yeah, you can see that the microphone shadow and they kind of, it's really, I was like, that's really cool that they're pointing that stuff out. And kind of like you, I find it really interesting. And when you've spent any time on, editing anything, like now I've had to edit things and live streams and stuff, like you just have such an appreciation too. Like I always say, like, okay, I don't listen to music maybe the same way I did when I was a kid. Sometimes I do. And I just, but like, because you're analyzing things, but also
right.
you see a great show or a great movie or hear truly a great song that you you have an even deeper appreciation for it. You're just like, man, that guy just crushed that. That is just like, wow.
What it took to accomplish that. Right. I do that too. And do you tell friends and family, like, let me, like show you what he had to do or she had to do to make that happen, and sort of explain it. And they're like, wow, I would never have thought, or I've even listened to music, a lot of instrumental, where I'll be with friends or family and we'll listen to the same song like maybe 2 or 3 times. And I'll say, okay, now when we listen to it again, listen for that little triangle, that little ting that comes in just at the right moment. And they're like, oh my God, I've heard that song for years. I've never noticed the triangle until now, or the other little thing that is very important to the song, but was never noticed because you're just sort of like letting it flow out. But then when you really soak it up and you're really listening and appreciating every musician and every contribution that they're making to this final product, that we sort of just, we can't always analyze and study and overthink everything in life, or we'd never get anything done. But when you do take the time to listen to some of the creative things that have been done, you're like, wow, I never noticed that before. Now I hear that song, and every time I hear it, I hear something different. Or if I watch that TV show, or I watch that movie, or you go to an art museum and you look at that same painting, and now somebody said something, and now you're seeing what they see, and it gives you a different spin. It's really cool, right? When you have an opportunity to see things and hear things more than once, and you sort of allow yourself to be swept away, and suddenly you now hear that little, that whole contribution of that person, and that 3-minute song was to be able to go ding. But yet that ding adds to the song, and the song would be empty unless he or she went ding. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's it's again, spending time with people like Lamont Dozier, who was just such a great producer, and just, even some of the call answer, like with the Supremes, getting them to kind of do that. Like he brought that from, like, he grew up singing in the church. His aunt was the church choir director, and
right.
He ended up singing and being the lead singer. And she was like, Lamont, you don't have to do the songs exactly the way they've always been done. Like I can see that wheels are turning, like do something. And that just triggered him. And then he brought that into the studio with him. And, but he would point out little elements of some of his classic productions, Reach Out, I'll Be There, and Can't Help Myself, and how sweet it is and stuff. And you're just like, yeah, that was a small little thing. Like Reach Out, I'll Be There. It's got that Lawrence of Arabia, like the da, 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 all that. One of his favorite musicals was Lawrence of Arabia, and the soundtrack. And he went to Motown. He's like, hey, I want to do something kind of crazy. I want to bring in all these like flutes and crazy Arabic instruments for the intro of this song. And they kind of, I think, looked at him like he was a little insane at the time. But now I think it's Rolling Stone's top 50 greatest songs of all time or something.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's really amazing when you think about it all, and all the creativity and all the time that goes into everything. Are there people out there maybe on your bucket list, Luke, that you would love to collaborate with and do duets with and work on projects with? Of course, we mentioned earlier one of your mentors, somebody that you love, of course, is Smokey Robinson, one of the greats of all time. Are there others, even from other genres of music, that, boy, would it be really cool to put something together with that person? Of course, working with Jim Brickman is another fantastic collaboration as well.
It's been really cool. Yeah, I mean, well, definitely Stevie Wonder is like just really, really, him and Smokey are both way at the top of my list.
Yeah.
Iconic. Like Stevie, that would be it for me. For sure. That would just be, I'd be like, I'm
You'd be pinching yourself quite a bit.
just, I don't know. He just, and just his voice is, it's wild. They were telling me a story. Lamont was talking about how in Motown, and it's, if you go to the museum, it's now, I guess, kind of a museum. Don't really record there anymore, but there's a little candy machine, and they used to. It was a rule that you always had to leave a dime on top of the candy machine, and because there was a little kid that was recording there, and he would need to be able to feel the dime so that he could have a little candy. And that was, of course, Stevie Wonder, and just some of those stories too, that just, you're just.
What about venues? Any venues that you've always dreamed of playing on your bucket list? Madison Square Garden?
Yeah. Carnegie Hall for sure.
Royal Albert Hall?
Yeah. I play, and I've gotten to play some pretty great ones I played with, especially with Jim. Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, there's a venue called Massey Hall in Toronto. Because I just grew up Canadian, and that's kind of like a very iconic place to play. I'd love to do Massey Hall someday. Right now when I tour and do my shows, I'll do the odd like 1,000-seat theater, but typically we're hovering around 500-seat theaters. We're doing middle to smaller to mid-sized theaters, but I guess, like I always say, like, it doesn't matter to me the size of the venue. It's just
right.
It's like, if people are showing up to put down their hard-earned money to see me play, or just their hard-earned time, love it. So yeah, but yeah, there's a few. I mean, yeah, Madison Square Garden, that'd be cool.
That's a good one too. So what are some of the projects that you're working on now that might be sort of coming to fruition for you, hopefully in 2021 and beyond?
Well, I've started working on Icons of Soul Volume 2. That's
cool.
So, and it's funny because I just got an email today because he had asked me a question, and we were working on a lyric, and he's like, so, let's go here. Come on. I know it's Christmas time, but what did you think of the last iteration of that lyric? And that was a guy named Dennis Lambert, who has written some iconic songs. He studied with Quincy Jones, and very amazing songwriter. And then a guy named Kevin Savagar, a UK writer that played keyboards for everyone from George Harrison to Tom Petty and produced and wrote a lot of stuff for Rod Stewart. So we've already started. We've got 2 songs pretty much written. We wrote a song called Temptation with Kevin, which I can't wait to share with people. Just love this song. And then, yeah, we've got a few other icons in our sites too. There's I don't want to call it a bucket list, but a wish list of people that we're hoping to get to collaborate with. And then I really, a big part of my dream is to turn we have 1 episode of Icons of Soul, half hour with Lamont Dozier. You can see it on, if you join Club Soul, we stream it on the website, and you can check it out. But it was just such a joy, and I really feel like there should be an episode that goes with every album I do, because I see it as a series, because there's so many of these icons who, there's bits and pieces of their stories out, but there's so much more to know about these men and women. And by collaborating with me, you see a whole other side to them, because they really loosen up. As soon as you sit Lamont down at a keyboard, or someone like Smokey Robinson down at a keyboard, it's for sure it just changes the whole dynamic, and you get to see a side, like you get to kind of get inside their head in a different way. So yeah, that's another thing that I think is a big priority for me. Unfortunately now, because of the situation the world's in, that's been on hold, but that's another thing I really want to do. I want to make these records, honor Motown, honor classic soul. When we do these recordings, we really try and do them in an old school style with real musicians in a real studio, usually playing a lot of this stuff together as a band, not too many overdubs. And then I also want to tell the story through your medium, Jim, of like just film, like just capturing it in a way that marries it to the music, and so that people can kind of listen to the music and find out more about how it was made if they want to. So.
Really fantastic. And Kathleen says, need to look for your CD. And of course, you can go to LukeMcMaster.com. He has a holiday sale going on at the moment at the time of this broadcast, which is being archived. So if you watch it, in April, he might have a whole other sale with other music.
Sale going as long as people want. And then, you can find me, LukeMcMaster.com for sure. I'd love to get to know and see all these folks again. I hope this isn't and yourself, Jim. And
you're welcome back anytime. And I hope that we seem to know a lot of the same people as well, because the world is really, really smaller than we think. And I hope that whether I'm there or you're here or whatever, we get a chance to connect and hang a little bit and grab a bite or whatever, and maybe even work together. You never know what happens.
That sounds good to me. Let's keep that vision, that picture in front of us, and keep walking towards it.
Absolutely. You know who loved this evening as well, my friend? One of our regular cast of characters, Mr. George Burns. He's always here with his cigar. He's always here. And some of the others in our cast of characters. We did a nostalgic night one night, and everybody fell in love with these characters, and they're like, bring them back. We were all talking about childhood stuff and toys and games and Christmas gifts and shows. Jeannie also enjoyed herself tonight.
Oh, wow.
She's in there, and the Jeannie bottle.
Crush on her too. Ellie Mae.
Oh, Barbara Eden. I was telling people, how they fashion, this is actually the real deal, hand painted. You know how they created the prototype for the TV series, I, Jimmy Jeannie. If you look at this design and the shape of it, it is actually the same shape as a Jim Beam liquor bottle. So the producers saw the Jim Beam liquor bottle back in the 60s when they created the series. And then they said, you know what? What a cool, it looks like a genie bottle. And that's how they fashioned the design for the I, Jimmy Jeannie bottle that she goes into.
That is cool.
And I think I got ripped off, because when I look in, but we say that she's in there. She's in there. She's blinking, And Gilligan too. Gilligan is here from Gilligan's Island.
Oh, wow.
His wife, actually, Bob Denver, who played Gilligan, was a guest on our show, Dream of Denver. And she looked at our set and she said, you're missing something. I was like, oh my God, we've got all these things here. What could we be missing? And it wasn't even like festive like this. She said, you're missing a Gilligan. So she popped in the mail Gilligan, which was really a cool thing. But what comments coming in here? Wow, this is nice, huh? An extra special show tonight. Happy Christmas to you and yours. Please stay safe and stay well, Luke. Sherry says, please come back soon, Luke. You're a levity now, so you're welcome anytime. Juanita, who's, I tell you, she is really salt of the earth. It's way late right now in South Africa. This was an amazing show. Love the music and the conversation. Thank you for your time, Luke. Stay safe and Merry Christmas as well. And Kathleen says she needs to look for your CD, which is great. And cool stuff. Sherry says, thank you, Jim and Luke, for an amazing, uplifting night. Have loved the music and the stories. We love that as well. And Kathleen says, thank you for this wonderful show, Jim and Luke. And thanks, Luke, for sharing your beautiful music and your talent with us as well. Love that. And Louise mentions that you do, too, the stream on Wednesdays at noon, right? Lunch with Luke.
Yeah, every Wednesday. I've done it almost
That's cool.
almost as long as your show's been airing. Maybe not quite as long, but yeah. And it's if you just go to Luke McMaster Music, that's my Facebook at Luke McMaster Music, and then all my other socials are just Luke McMaster, and my website's just lukemcmaster.com. But yeah, I love seeing people at these live streams as well, and hopefully I'm sure we'll see some familiar faces. Hopefully this Wednesday.
Cool TV memorabilia, Jim. And yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm a TV guy working in television, all the memorabilia. Absolutely. Thank you, Louise. And well, I didn't mention we also have Silver here, the Silver Lab, who I got on a television shoot when I was in Europe. And I said, how much is that doggy in the window? And they said, well, it's this amount. And so we grabbed it. So Silver's here as well. Put smiles on people's faces. This has been so much fun tonight as well. Thank you both. That is awesome. I really appreciate that. And it really was cool, my friend. Really good. And you know that we've been chatting for almost 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Nobody ever, when they come on, they're like, it doesn't feel like that. It just doesn't.
No.
Whatever the flow, or whatever it is, it just doesn't feel like that, which I think is really, really cool. There's the website again. And if you forget how to spell his name, folks, Lovities, think about it this way. Take my last name, drop the S off the end of it, add MC, and then you've got his last name.
Easy as 1, 2, 3.
That's it. Absolutely. Absolutely. What is the derivation of McMaster? Is it Scottish, Irish, English?
Well, it's Irish. My grandfather, Jim McMaster.
Jim McMaster, or over there, Seamus over there, right? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I lived in Belfast, and
have you been to Ireland?
I haven't yet, no. But it's funny. So my music gets played in Ireland, and I was actually on an I've gotten some, an Irish radio conglomerate reached out to me, and
sure, yeah.
And then I did just did a podcast with an Irish fellow, and I would love to go over there. I'd love to tour over there. I think that.
Oh yeah, they'd love this. Yeah, they would love this. Absolutely. Well, my friend, this was really fantastic. I'm so honored and happy and glad that you were able to pop on, especially at a busy time like the holiday season. Your spirit, your music is so spot on, and everybody really enjoyed it tonight. And fans of yours here, which I love because they're blending with our Levity viewers, and then you get this cohesiveness, which is awesome. And then our Levity viewers discovering you as well, and me supporting you, you supporting me, and I love the way all of this works, and that's the way life should really work. And this was really fantastic. And I hope the show met whatever expectations you had, and that you will come back. We'll keep that porch light on for you, my friend. And I hope you enjoyed the time with me like I did with you.
I would say it exceeded my expectations. So thanks again. It was really fun. And you got a really nice little community going. And I'm all about that. My Club Soul, it's just a community that started out on my social media, on my Facebook. And it's just, I really, you get really attached to people, really connected. You follow their journey almost as much as they're following yours. And it's a beautiful thing. So I'm glad to meet so many new people. And we'll do it again. I'm sure it'll happen. I know it'll happen.
Absolutely, my friend. And Kathy says here, this has been such a fun night. Thank you both. Kathleen in New York City, stay safe and be well, Luke. Louise says, great way to spend the evening, Jim. Luke is an incredible singer-songwriter. Absolutely. And Louise, we hope you'll join us regularly. We're here every night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on the Jim Master Show live. We of Irish descent are pretty cool folks. I would have to agree on that. Thank you, Jim. Always great to see Luke anywhere. You are very welcome. And I love all of you, regardless of ancestry. Good way to be. Best way to be. Absolutely. Well, my friend, I salute you. Merry Christmas. Best of the new year to you and your family.
Cheers. Clink.
Cheers. Clink. Mazel tov. Slancha. All of the above. This was awesome. And thanks for playing. Thanks for the great conversation. Spread the word about our show. We'll continue to spread the word about you. Let's stay connected and keep me posted on all the cool things you're working on. Obviously, we have Anita and everything. We have similar friends, which I think is really, really cool as well. And that was awesome to have you here.
Yeah, my pleasure. We'll make it happen again. Have an awesome Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone. Stay safe and stay tuned.
Stay safe and stay tuned. That's right. One of our broadcast words. And Louise says, I will check out your program in the future. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Louise. And Renee in Iowa says, thanks, guys, for a great show. You're very welcome. Good night, Luke. You take care. Now go stretch those legs. That's what I tell all the guests. Go stretch those legs.
My little glass here, and we'll see.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. Now fill it with the real stuff. You've earned it. Take care, my friend. Bye-bye now. Merry Christmas. Good stuff. Good stuff, gang. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself and you guys participated. Louise, good to have you here as well. Good night to you. And again, if you'd like to see more of our buddy Luke's material, all you need to do is go to his website, lukemcmaster.com as well. And again, all of you watching on our YouTube channel, hey, we invite you to if you want to check out any of the episodes, over 200 plus episodes of this entertainment lifestyle talk show series are for the asking. You just watch and binge. So many people tell me the guests do even before they come on or after. And all of you say you binge watch the episodes because we have guests from all walks of life too. And as you can see, if this is the first time you're joining us, we do a lot of conversation. We also do entertainment, and we do a host of different things, not just the same old, same old. So right there for you, gang. All of the episodes of the Jim Masters Show Live are there for you. If you missed anything with this episode, and perhaps you'd like to see it again, you can see it right here on the YouTube channel in full, in its entirety. You won't miss any of it, which is cool. Jim Masters TV. And we encourage you and would love it if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, and share the levity. Tell everybody about it. And tell everybody about our series, our show. Our regularly scheduled time is 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, every day on YouTube at Jim Masters TV. Sometimes we also do episodes on Facebook as well at Jim Masters TV. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook, all at Jim Masters TV. Thanks for all the great comments. You folks are the best. Everybody loves our viewers. All the guests really love you guys. Of course, we and I love you guys as well. We have such a good time. This is such a unique experience we have here, right? We don't just do one thing on the show, or the show isn't just one thing. We do a lot of different things here on the show. One of the things we always do is we tell you to relax, to breathe from the diaphragm, take care of one another, love one another, and enjoy your holidays. I know we're not going to be with a lot of the folks we would normally want to be with because of everything going on, but it's for the good of all of us. So that way next year we can all gather, God willing. So relax. We always show this at the end of every Jim Masters Show Live. Relax, love one another, take care of one another. Beautiful time of the year, really joyous time of the year to count our blessings. And gratitude is so important, to be grateful. One of the most important things in our life is to be grateful and to express and share gratitude. Luke is very gracious, and he is grateful for his talents and the blessings in his life. I am as well. We always express that quite often here on the Jim Masters Show Live with all of you, and all of you express it so beautifully with all of us here at the show too, which I think is great. This is like an open forum to share about life, whether we're talking about food, or we're talking about our pets, or we're talking about the ocean, or music, or gardening, or sports, or comedy, or health, wellness, our families, life, whatever it is. This is a wonderful circle of levity that has just developed here into something really cool, quite bold, exciting, fine-tuning, ever-changing. And with all of you here, it just continues to get better and better and better. So how do you like our festive holiday set here at the Jim Masters Show? Really looking cool, huh? All of the ornaments and all the different things here, trying to, put on as quality a product for you as we can, working hard here at the Jim Masters Show Live. You guys are the best. And of course, we always say a few other things. I'm going to tell you, we have something very special tomorrow, and I'm really, really excited about it. Very excited about it. And one of my great friends, Lachey Carpenter. Lachey was a guest on our show in the summertime. She's an extraordinary award-winning fiddler and violinist and an author and so much more. And we are so excited. She and I chatted today and we put it together. She's going to pop on the show for a very special holiday episode. It's going to be a lot of great music, holiday music, Christmas carols, laughter, and all kinds of cool things happening tomorrow on the Jim Masters Show Live. So join us 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. That's 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Also on our Facebook page, Jim Masters TV, for a very special holiday-themed musical and lighthearted episode, Holiday Cheer with Jim and Lachey Carpenter. Lachey, again, a brilliant, brilliant violinist and fiddler. And we had her on as a guest. Some of our guests have returned for a second time, especially during the holidays. And we've done holiday-themed episodes with a lot of fun, a lot of laughter, a lot of levity and levity. So tomorrow night, Tuesday, we've got a really cool episode coming up, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And then Dawn Duro, who is watching the show tonight and commenting, she is a brilliant actress, award-winning actress and singer. She's going to be here, and she has a fabulous new holiday song out and much, much more. She's going to be performing live. We're going to learn all about her, and she's going to be sharing her levity with us here on the show. That is Wednesday as well. Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And tomorrow, so that's Dawn. Dawn is going to be here, Dawn Duro. Special holiday show this Wednesday. Hope you'll join us for that. And then we also have another show tomorrow. So Dawn is here Wednesday, and Lachey Carpenter is here tomorrow night. But we have another surprise show we're going to do at 4 p.m. on our YouTube channel and Facebook. So it's going to be a surprise show, not a pop-up show. It's going to be formatted, but we're going to announce it either later tonight or tomorrow morning with some very special guests, several musical and acting guests who have some really cool things to share with us and announcements. And this all just came together today. I've been approached by their reps and their team, and a lot of people are approaching us to come on the show. We have people from all walks of life that want to come on the show as a guest, and we're booked almost, I would say, pretty much every day in January. After Wednesday's show with Dawn Duro, we're going to take a little bit of a holiday break. I know you're going to miss us. We'll miss you too, but we'll try to do a couple of pop-up shows, pop-up greeting, host chat shows, talk about food and all kinds of other holiday related things. There won't be structured shows like this one. So look for those. Those will be announced on our Facebook page at Jim Masters TV and YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. So after Wednesday night, we're going to be taking a holiday break because we've been really working hard this year with the professional work and with this series. Take a little of a holiday break after Wednesday night. Tonight was going to be our last show, and then we were going to be taking a holiday break. Sunday was going to be our last show. But then the opportunity to have our buddy Luke pop on developed, and then Lachey for a special Christmas show tomorrow, and then Dawn coming on Wednesday. So we said, you know what? Let's continue the levity and the holiday spirit, keep these shows going. And then we're going to take a holiday break. But we will be doing some surprise pop-up things that I know you're going to love, because you guys love when we do the host chat and we talk amongst ourselves, because this is the Jim Master Show Live. So we've got amazing guests and so much more. But I love when it's just us sometimes too. And I know you guys love that. We have to do that. The last time I think we did it was a food festival chat, right? 2 hours of talking about food, and maybe we'll have some cookies and eggnog and cool things. We'll do a whole thing as well. But if you guys would like to be on the show, the viewers, here's how you can do that. You can send us an MP4. It's a video. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on anything else. Send us an MP4 telling us why you love the show. why you love the Jim Master Show Live. And maybe we will be able to air that. Where do you send that? Send it to our email address for the show, jimmasterstv@gmail.com. That's jimmasterstv@gmail.com. We're going to pull up that web address there, or that, not web address, that email address. So that way there you can see it. And it's the same address for those, if you have suggestions for guests. We have a lot of people that are friends of mine in television and radio and film and music and all, and other areas of life that are popping on and have been popping on all year long. And other agencies and PR firms and reps are contacting us to put their guests on the show. And then there are people who are watching our shows on YouTube, loving them and saying, oh, I want to come on. And so with that, if you happen to have a suggestion, now we try to get to everybody as quickly as we can. We've got a list of people that we're checking off and talking to welcome them to the Jim Master Show Live. However, there is that email address, jimmasterstv@gmail.com. If you have a suggestion for a guest on our show, they don't have to be a superstar, rock star. They don't have to be a Broadway person or a Hollywood actor or a scientist. It could be somebody that wrote a fabulous book, or is a comedian or a psychic, or we welcome everybody here at the show. We like to have a good time, and we all learn together. I'm a host, even in my professional work. I don't put myself in the host chair and say, hey, I'm the host and everybody listen to me. I'm very collaborative. So I put myself, when I host things, television, radio, or what have you, I put myself in the role of being the conductor of the train to keep the train on the track. But I'm also like an audience member. I'm learning too with all of us together. So if you want to make a video and send it to us at Jim Masters TV. Now, it should be an MP4. That's the kind of file that the streaming service that we use a dedicated streaming service for our show. We don't use Zoom or Skype or anything for the Jim Master Show Live. We use a dedicated streaming service. It prefers MP4s. So if you want to make a short video of any kind and send it to us, we might be able to, even over the holidays. And it doesn't have to be a holiday video where you're saying happy holidays. It might even be just something generic where you're saying why you love watching the show, what the show means to you. And that way, if it's a little more generic, we could air it in 2021 as well. We might be able to air it on some of the pop-up shows, either this week or next week between Christmas and New Year's, but it might also be something that we can air into 2021. We've got some really cool things that our guests are doing, which I really appreciate. So I wanted to bring our levity viewers into the fold as well. So if you want to make a video and appear on the Jim Master Show Live through the video, you can make a video as long as it's an MP4, and you can send it to jimmasterstv@gmail.com. Don't send it through Facebook or Instagram or any of that, because it's very hard to take it off that. Best is to send it in email form, with a link, or it could be through a Vimeo or Dropbox, or just email it, however you want to email it direct, something we can download easily, and then we can upload directly to our systems here at the studio. So again, if you would like to do that, we will be happy to show them right here. And it could be anything. You could be with your dog. You can be, sledding. You could be with your family. It could just be you. Just tell us, what the show means to you. And that would be kind of cool. And you could send your videos. Again, they have to be MP4s. If you're not sure how to create an MP4, I'm sure, you can Google it, YouTube it, or it's pretty easy to do, but you can make it on your phone, your webcam, whatever it may be, and send it to us. And maybe over the holiday season, we will air it, but try to make it a little generic so that way we can air it in 2021 as well. Think about maybe some of the things you've enjoyed on the show, some of the things you like about the show, the levity and everything. And we would love to have that feedback. I know you guys are so great, and you send messages and you post on Facebook and Instagram, and you comment during the show live, which I really love. And we try to facilitate that here during the broadcast. But if you want to be on the show, like to appear on the Jim Master Show live, hey, here's your chance. Send us a video, and we would love that. We have a lot of people that already want to do that, and I think it's a very, very cool idea. So you can be a part of the show. There's your homework assignment. All right. And there's the address, the email address. It's all up to you, gang. Lovities. Share the levity. jimmasterstv@gmail.com. All right, gang. So we took care of some of the business at hand there, and we've got great guests. We're going to have a wonderful time with Lachey Carpenter tomorrow. She's going to be playing on the violin, holiday carols, sing-alongs, all kinds of cool stuff. We're going to love it, love it, love it. She's all excited to come back on the show. And Dawn Dureau, the brilliant actress and singer, it's going to be a great holiday special on Wednesday. Both shows, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. But keep watch of the Facebook page, Jim Masters TV, and the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, because we're going to be doing a special show tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, which would be, 1 Pacific? Yeah, 4 p.m. East. All these time zones. It's crazy. Sometimes in my sleep, I think, did I say 7 p.m. Eastern or 4 p.m.? Is it 3? Where are they? Are they in Sweden? Are they in Canada? Are they in Nashville? Where are they coming from? I dream of all this stuff. And so you can check that out on Facebook at Jim Masters TV or YouTube. We will be announcing a special show. It's going to be a special show, 4 p.m. Eastern. We haven't posted it yet on Facebook or YouTube. We're going to be doing it probably tonight. So join us. It's going to be really cool with several guests who are going to be on. There will be several guests who are going to be on the show all at the same time tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, YouTube and Facebook at Jim Masters TV. And then Lachey Carpenter will be on for our holiday cheer episode at 7 p.m. Eastern. So 2 shows tomorrow. And then Wednesday, brilliant actress and singer Dawn Dureau will be here. And she was watching tonight. And it was a pleasure having her commenting and watching, as it is when all of you join us here on the Jim Master Show Live. Let's take a look at let's have some fun, and then we'll get ready to wrap up, because I know that Juanita, good night. Thanks for another wonderful evening. Merry Christmas, Luke, to you and your family. Thank you for sharing. You're very welcome. Our beloved Tess, say hello to Aunt Marion for us too. Such a great evening. Good night, Mr. Levity and all the Levities. And Jennifer Barry, I find all kinds of stuff on the Brady Bunch. Yeah, the Brady Bunch is fantastic. Did you see the episode of the Jim Master Show Live we did in the summer, where I took everybody to the Brady Bunch house? Yeah. We went to Malibu. We went to LA, Hollywood. I was on the set of the Paramount Studios, and then we went to the Brady Bunch house. And at that time, they were renovating it for the HGTV special. And they also did the Very Brady Christmas and so much more. And that was real. One of my friends actually is producer there at HGTV, who was responsible for the whole Brady Bunch idea, and all the kids renovated it and everything else, along with the Property Brothers and HGTV stars. And that was awesome. We also went to the house where they filmed the TV series Family, you may remember, with Sada Thompson and James Broderick, Christy McNichol, Meredith Baxter Burney, and Quinn Cummings, and Gary Frank. That family drama that Aaron Spelling had produced on ABC. You can see that. We also took you to the Netherlands. We went to Red Rocks in Colorado. We got caught in a hailstorm. Those episodes are in the early months of our show. Check that out, all on YouTube as well. Good night, Jim and Lovities. Please stay safe, stay well. You are all in my prayers always. Thank you very much, Bernadette. That is very kind of you. And I'm glad you guys like the set and the festive set we have here and all the beautiful colors. Really nice, really nice. Putting some of my TV background to work to put smiles on your faces. Take care, Jim. Louise, you as well. You as well. Thanks for joining us from Canada. It's been great to go back and catch some episodes I've missed. Take care, Jim, and have a wonderful evening. Perfect. I appreciate that, Kathy. And there's so many, even back further, we've had Rain Pryor on, Richard Pryor's daughter, who's a dear friend. Richard Pryor Jr. was on the show. I mean, so many, and of course we've done shows together where it was just us that were really, really cool. Have a great night, Kathy in Cleveland. And Juanita, great show. Jim was really something special. Good night, everyone. Keep safe. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of holiday specials and holiday themed shows with great conversation and levity and entertainment as well. And thanks. I'm glad you guys have been enjoying all of the efforts here at the Jim Master Show live. Sherry says, good night, lovities. Be safe and sleep well. Merry Christmas. I know you guys have been asking me to do a little more singing, and that might be coming up during the holiday season, maybe between Christmas and New Year's, maybe Christmas Eve or something. Don't forget, if you want to send a video telling us why you love the Jim Master Show live, what it means to you, we would love if you send a video our way to jimmasterstv@gmail.com, jimmasterstv@gmail.com, and we will air it here happily on our show, on one of the upcoming episodes of our show. We love it. Good night, Sherry. You as well. I haven't said this, but on YouTube, your profile, I love that smile you've got. You look just so jovial and jolly and happy in that profile photo. I know I'm looking here and you're like, why is Jim looking that way when the picture is actually on the left? Because everything is, it's like doing the weather. It's like a weather map. Everything is reversed from what you're seeing here. The set isn't reversed, because if it was, matter of fact, one of the first times when I started this show, we were getting used to how to use the camera. And I've worked in television. I know how to use the stuff, but with the web and just trying to figure that out. So there was, I think, one episode or something where I was doing the show and I think it was flipped. So that background there, that logo, yeah, there. Take this finger down, Jim. That was backwards. And I didn't realize it, because when I was looking at it here in my camera, everything was fine. But when I saw it back and when it aired, nobody mentioned anything. I guess they enjoyed this show so much, they didn't mention that the words were backwards. It wasn't backwards on that monitor. The camera was flipped. Like, this light that's green here was actually over there. The red light was over there, but they really weren't. But everything was flipped. It was funny. Again, that was one of the early days. Then there was one time we were on location at the beautiful Saybrook Point Inn and Spa, one of our first episodes, because we were on location. I got to do some more on location for you guys. I know you love it. We're going to be doing some things over this week that are on. We're going to take you on location. Where the lens was like, so we're looking at these beautiful boats and we're looking at the ocean in a beautiful area of southern New England, old Saybrook, Connecticut, and everything. And I'm talking and everybody's watching, but we're realizing not till later that the whole thing was sideways. We didn't keep that episode. We did. There is actually one more episode that isn't there, that we deleted in the beginning. It was like, oh my God, how come it looked fine to us, but everybody else was seeing it sideways? The ocean, everything was sideways. We're like, and nobody mentioned anything. I guess they just were enjoying the show. But, that's life, right? You just keep moving forward no matter what happens. You're a blessing, Jim. So are you, Kathleen. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And you are definitely getting the call from me. I'll call you on Christmas Eve. That sound good? Christmas Eve? I'll give you a Christmas Eve call. Would you like that, Kathleen? Text me if you would like that. I will call you on Christmas Eve. That's just a couple days from now. We'll just get past everything. We've got to tie up the loose ends here so we can go on a holiday break. And again, we'll do pop-up shows and maybe show some of your videos as well, gang. Fun night. Happy winter solstice and Yule tonight. Blessed be. Merry Christmas, everyone. If you're not with us the rest of the week for tomorrow and for Wednesday, have a very Merry Christmas. Those celebrating Hanukkah, of course, I hope your Hanukkah has been a beautiful one and a peaceful one. Happy Kwanzaa. Very Happy New Year. We'll be again here tomorrow, 2 shows, 4 p.m. and 7, back on Wednesday at 7, and then we're going to take a little holiday break. We really haven't taken any break this year of any kind. So we're going to take a break to be with family, enjoy the festivities, and just relax and enjoy. No travel. Everybody's staying close to home this year because of everything. So we'll be doing a couple of on-location things and some real cool pop-up Christmas shows and things of that nature, and then New Year's type stuff as we go along. We're still going to be on hiatus on vacation, but we will be good time for you to catch up on some episodes you didn't see as well. Merry Christmas, everyone. But we will be doing pop-up shows, so I'll announce those on the Facebook page and YouTube channel. Thank you, Jim. Have a great night. You as well. Yes, we'll do it on Christmas Eve. Absolutely. You can't wait for all of this as well. I love when you guys say that. That really means a lot. Thanks for another fantastic show with Luke. You two made it such a merry evening and with such lovely music. Levity Hall is a home for us levities. Yes, Kathleen, Jim, and his show are blessings. Thank you, Christina. I really appreciate that. And I know you share and you post and you tag and you share the levity, telling everybody about our show. And that means a great deal, Christine, and really, really appreciate that very, very much. And all of you. Oh boy. You guys are really sharing the levity tonight. This community you've started, Jim, is a blessing and a haven. God bless you. Thank you, Bernadette. I appreciate that very, very much. And Sherry says, can't wait. I'll be a little late tomorrow, but we'll come as soon as I'm off work. Perfect. So we have 2 shows tomorrow, a surprise show at 4 p.m., but we'll announce it tonight. It just came together. They wanted to pop on. We had to look at the schedule. We're like, oh boy, here comes Christmas. How are we going to fit anybody in for guests and do all that? So we made some provisions, and we have a cool show at 4 tomorrow, and then Lacey will be on at 7. Good to see you, Sherry. We'll see you tomorrow, too. Thanks again, Jim. You have a goodie package on the way. Should be there next Monday since going through snail mail, LOL. Wow, I can't wait, Renee. Oh, boy, I can't wait. That's really nice of you to do that, Renee. Really, really cool. Good-hearted person you are. All of you are. You don't have to do that. And thanks for all the Christmas cards you're sending and the little trinkets and gifts and foods, and that's really, we are very, very appreciative of that, and you didn't have to. Thank you very much, all of you. Wonderful holiday season together, huh? So, as we always say, and just a couple more pictures here while we have them. Sometimes we have a few extra pictures. Of course, we showed this of Luke earlier. We thank our very special guest, Luke McMaster. There's got to be a relation somewhere in there between Masters and McMaster. I don't doubt it. He was a great guest. We'll have him back, of course. He played for us. He opened up about his life. He shared quite a bit. There is the new CD, Christmas present. And I just had to dig that picture up when I was at the National Arts Club Master of Ceremonies for a friend's concert event. McMaster's on the couch and Master's on the couch. How cool is that? That's in New York City at the National Arts Club. And I'm mimicking that gold Indian statue that's there, Tibetan, I think it is. I just had to dig that picture. When he was performing, I scrambled and dug that picture out. And again, Lacey Carpenter is here tomorrow for a great night. And Wednesday, Dawn Duro is here as well. And as we always say, don't forget to smile and share the smile with the world. Don't forget to share the levity. Don't forget to find your Zen place. Mine, of course, the ocean, swimming, surfing, boogie boarding it, sailing it, walking it, although it's a little chilly to do that now. And loving family and friends, time with loving family and friends. A Zen place is my work and television and radio and all the things I've done all these years on TV and radio, behind the scenes, on camera, on air for all different shows and specials and stations and formats and you name it. And this was Zen 2, playing Santa Claus in New York City for a concert event. I was actually the Master of Ceremonies, and then they asked me, can I also be the Santa Claus? So I became the Santa Claus as well. I felt like Clark Kent turning into Superman. And of course, time with all of you and doing this show is a very zen place for me as well. Want to let you know that coming in January, Nathan Carter is joining us, brilliant English country music star and very popular, renowned Greek tenor, international Greek tenor, Mario Frangoulis joining us in January as well, live from Athens, Greece. Merry Christmas, everybody. All the best of the season. There is the tree in New York City, beautiful as always, at Rockefeller Plaza. And again, thanks for joining us. A couple more last minute comments, and then we are going to say sayonara just for tonight. Peace and levity. Good night, you, Bernadette, as well. Thank you very much, Bernadette. When you were pointing, I said you looked like you were playing the game Twister and you had it next to you. The game Twister is right over there. The only thing is you can't play Twister with anybody unless it's, everybody in our houses because you can't invite friends over to play Twister because social distancing. Reminding you, we have to be 6 feet apart from each other, unfortunately, but we have to be 10 feet from our refrigerators. For obvious reasons, we have to be, all of us, every single one of us. Sweet dreams, Mr. Levity, and everyone. A blessed and peaceful holiday. Much love, Tess. We're blessed to have you, Jim. So in love with all you have created for us. Thank you, Tess. I really appreciate that. That's so kind of you, my friend. Kathleen, we've got quadruple thumbs up. I love that. And Christine says, good night, Jim and Levity friends. We'll do my best to see the shows tomorrow. You were Jim Masterful tonight with Luke McMaster. Holiday, Levity 12. I love that Masterful tonight. You did a spectacularly sly and perfect job with that earlier when you had posted. And you know what? Why don't we bring back one of our favorites here before we officially wrap to wish all of us a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Let's hear one more time from Aunt Marion.
Jim Masters, or should I say Mr. Levity, I am so happy to have my debut on your show. And I just thought I'd prepared a nice little Christmas song for you and your Levities in Levity Hall. And I know how you're a fan of a cappella. And since I have perfect pitch, I thought this would be a perfect time to sing one of my favorite holiday songs. So I hope you enjoy it. Here goes. Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know, and everyone you meet. Oh, ho, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you, kiss her once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And in case you didn't hear, oh, by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. Have a holly jolly Christmas, Mr. Levity, and all the Levities. Thanks so much. Bye from Aunt Marion.
Gotta love her, right? Gotta love her. The last several nights, actually, we've been ending our shows with Aunt Marion. We did it last night and I think the night before. And absolutely, Juanita loves it, of course. And Tess LaBella really loves Aunt Marion, and we know why. Kathleen loves it. Ha, ha, ha. Absolutely. Yay, Aunt Marion. Aunt Marion. Aunt Marion is a levity. She's part of our show, too. She's absolutely part of our show. Renee says, my fridge has ham loaf meat thawing to make ham balls for Christmas. Right. And you sent me that recipe too, right? You guys sent me you sent us a lot of recipes, and Christine Clifton sent a whole cookbook, and Ann did. And wow, you guys are, wow, this is cool. This is cool. This is cool. You know, when I look at the analytics on YouTube to see who's watching and the demographics and where they're from and all, it just says lovities. It says you have lovity people on your show that watch the Jim Master Show live. That's the analytics that we get when we break down the demographics of where they're from. And I mean, we have an international audience, yeah, of course. And the dominance, of course, is from the United States, since we're from here, and Canada and Europe. But it says loveity. Well, maybe that's what I see. But yes, we love our Aunt Marion, right? Wishing us all a beautiful, beautiful holiday. And Marianne, we love you. And my father's cousin. No, my father has an Aunt Marion as well. Oh, of course. And give Aunt Marion our very best for the holidays, Tess. Very welcome. Very welcome. Give her our very, very best. She's part of the Jim Master Show live. We should maybe have some regular things from her as well. So again, if you guys have video messages about why you love the show, as long as they're an MP4, they have to be MP4 for us to play them. And we've gotten several already from some of the folks watching. But if you would like to do that, you can send them to jimmasterstv@gmail.com. All right. 3 hours and 21 minutes. Wow. Another cool show. But again, we're going to be on a little bit of a holiday break after Wednesday, but we're going to do some pop-up shows. We'll do some real special things in between. But we're going to spend time with family and friends and relax. Well, family and family, pretty much, close to the vest. And love you all. Very Merry Christmas. Hope you're enjoying your holiday season with us here at the Jim Master Show live. I think I'm done, right? Have I done? Have I ganged? Have I, George, have I said everything? May your days be merry and bright, from McMaster in Canada and Masters in the United States. The hot chocolate is now like iced coffee. I toast you and you and you and you and you and you. We've always done that on the show. It's one of our trademarks. I have not had dinner yet, so we have it waiting, prepared and going to be reheated. So I'm going to have that now. We love you all. You take care. And thanks again to Luke McMaster, his website, lukemcmaster.com. And this is quite a thing we've created, something really, really special, gang. And it's just going to grow from here in the new year. Really, really. I'm going to continue to somehow work this into my life regularly. I've been able to do it now, with my career. But we're going to keep this ball rolling and this train on the track. And you guys have hopped on the Jim Master Show levity train, and I love it. I don't know where Merlin was tonight. She would have loved this guest because she's in Ontario and Luke is in Ontario. And Danilo in San Diego, probably out. I hear from him actually during the week, but probably out shopping for Christmas gifts. They're in San Diego. All right, gang. Please eat. We care about you. Thank you very much. I will. Don't have to force me there. Love you too, Tess. Good night, all. Good night, gang. Good night, John Boy. This is like the Waltons, right? So we're going to officially wrap up. The Jim Masters Singers and Orchestra are cued and ready to go. Love you all. You have a beautiful, blessed evening, day, morning, wherever you are around the world. Spread the word. Keep telling everybody about our show. That will grow the show. We'll have more content and guests and more viewers who love it. Share the levity with everybody you know. I really love that. We're doing that behind the scenes here too. And we'd love it if you guys spread the word as well. Again, if you want to make those videos about why you love the show, send it to jimmasterstv@gmail.com as an MP4 clip, short video why you love the show, and we'll air them here on the show. The levity choo-choo. That's right. And Jen is Zen in Allentown, Pennsylvania. She loves when we play the theme music. So she's going to do her couch wiggles about now as the music plays. Let the music play. Good night, all. We love you. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Jim Master Show Live. We will be here 2 shows tomorrow, a surprise special show at 4 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Facebook at Jim Masters TV, and then also 7 p.m. Eastern with wonderful fiddler, violinist, and great friend of our show, Lacey Carpenter. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, gang. Love you all. Good night.